Hello. Don't fall down on me. Don't fall down on me. You should get a phone. Hey, what's going down? You see us flip around there? Fucking dizzy. What's going on? I'm Styles the Prophet. You already know what's going on. We got 4G. We got B-Show in the house.
Yo. What's up, everybody?
Styles is tired.
Yeah. And the reason we're in your house is because we got B-Show behind the fucking podcast 1s and 2s.
No, we don't.
Right. Fuck, man. All right.
Did you do that on purpose? Or?
No, I didn't, man. Fuck.
Did I just ruin your bit?
Yeah. No. Well, I'm really sorry about that. You should know by now who everybody is. Sorry for that. Tonight I'm sporting the new 4G. As you can see, sorry I forgot to introduce you. JayD's in the house.
That's right.
What up?
How's it going, guys?
Jonesy's home.
This is my big bro right here.
Yeah.
All the way from the UK.
That's right.
He's also sporting some 4G merch. We're ganging it.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we got B-Show in the Oasis down there.
That's right.
Representing the sponsor.
Sponsors.
Actually, speaking of that, we got the Fire OG. We got that in that fucking raw corner.
Which it smells really good. I just got a whiff of that.
My fingers
that
are
little
so
baggie there.
fucking sticky.
Nice.
I like it.
But so you can find them at Pickwackanagan. Pickwackanagan. There we go. I was practicing it on the way here. Pickwackanagan.
Styles is off his
up
game
in
today.
Golden Lake. Yeah, seriously, what the fuck? And they're also in Tyndonega, Shannonville. Check them out. They got all your edibles, shatter, extracts, everything. Oh, and weed. By the way, they have the weed.
All the weeds.
All the goodies.
Big shout out to Green Grass. Much love.
Mm-hmm.
So, John,
So yeah. Tell us.
bro.
No, it's good, man. It's good, man. It's good to be here.
Yeah,
I've
thanks,
been
man.
watching the show quite a lot.
Yeah. I hear you're one of our biggest fans.
Probably see my comments in the bottom.
Yeah.
You're gonna have less comments tonight because I'm sat here.
Yeah. True that.
I think you actually just got our one of our top fan badges on Facebook.
I got asked. I'm not a big fan of Facebook, so I didn't. But I will accept it
Do it.
tonight.
Do it for us,
I'll
man.
accept it tonight.
How does that work?
Top fan.
Are we able to give that to him, or does Facebook?
It just comes
It's
up
automatically. Yeah, it's like whoever comments and like interacts the most,
get
it just
them.
gives them a top fan.
I get them sometimes from be like Mercules.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a post from Mercules in the last week. Haven't liked or
Been a
commented on anything. Well, I don't mean right now, but I just mean whenever I get the badge, I'm like, fuck, I'm top fan this week or whatever. I'm like, but I didn't do anything, or like you didn't even do anything, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? I just got it randomly. But other times, like, I'll like comment on like one thing and I'll be like, oh, the news. You're the biggest fan of the news. I'm like, what? I'm like, I commented
It's
on
like
that one thing.
CFRA or something.
Yeah, that was the same with, I got one for one and only for Aaron, and I had only commented on, I think, like once or twice, and I got it, you know. I felt the same. I was like, thought you really had to be interacting to get one of these, you know. But
Yeah, Aaron Cohen we're talking about.
yeah, shout out. Oh wait, what did I say?
I think you just said Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanted to clarify.
That's right. Yeah, shout out Aaron Cohen.
Yeah, I should accept the badge really because it's
Come
the
on.
only thing I really follow on Facebook. So to get myself a badge, I'll be quite proud of that.
There you go.
There you go.
I've got one right
man.
here. I'm proud of it already.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Life achievement though.
I
Either
was
way.
quite shocked how quick it arrived as well. I think it was like 48 hours and
Yeah, I ordered mine on I think it was Tuesday maybe. I got it today. But you know what's funny is
Perfect time.
the next
get yours.
day.
Actually, you know what?
So
wait. I just got to do this because perfect timing. Check out our website. It's actually live now. We got our new website up. It's 4gaudiopodcast.com. Go there, and there'll be a link to Redbubble where you can buy our merch and check out all our stuff
what
from
you should
there.
do
And
is
we
put
have-
the link here.
Yeah. But also just
I'll
real
post.
quick too, we have a vlog up right now, and if you contribute to our Patreon or however you call it, if you patronize our Patreon, you have access to those videos. I heard there's more coming soon.
Yeah, there's
like
one up
really
there right now.
shortly.
I got 2 or 3 more. on the way.
Yeah, just the adventures of me and what's going down. So yeah, check that out.
Jonesy's
That'll be on the
starting
site
to
too at some point.
Yeah.
But
He's starting to wear many hats.
yeah.
Man,
But just real quick,
I'm the guy
I just
with
want to
many hats
finish.
now.
I just want to
But
finish
it's
the.
been fun actually editing those
I just
videos.
want to finish the thing I was saying about
Sorry,
whenever I ordered the shit, I ordered 4 things, and the next day they're like, "Yeah, one of your items is shipped." So I looked at the email to be like, "What?" And it said that my scarf had been shipped. I'm like, "Okay." well, why didn't you just
I'm
send it
stoked
all?"
to see how that looks,
Like,
by the way.
I would have waited till tomorrow if you just like sent it all at once. So then the next day they're like, "Oh, your other 3 items shipped." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I'm like, "Well, I'll get the scarf first." So then I looked online. I'm like, "Oh, cool. It says like one of them's gonna be here today." So I'm like, "Cool, sweet." I heard the guy throw the package. I'm like, "Sweet." Run down. I'm like, "This feels bigger than a scarf." Pulled it open. It was all this shit without the scarf. I'm like, "Man, the scarf got shipped the day before." Like, what the fuck?
What? As if.
I hope you
Saving
get
it.
it.
That's why. That's
Yeah,
why.
saving it because the weather's coming tomorrow. So
Yeah.
give you the hoodie and the t-shirt.
True that.
Get you
Yeah.
ready for it, and then the scarf's on its way.
Yeah.
So back to you, Jonesy. Let's learn about you and tell us.
Learn about me.
Jonesy.
So
Well,
you're
tell the
DJ,
fans.
you're
Well,
DJ, we'll start with that,
I've
right?
been kind of DJing for, well, I'm going to give my age away a little bit here, for about close to 20 years.
Nice.
Started in England,
Yeah.
moved out to Europe, DJed all over the world. I've worked in the entertainment industry, been trained presenting by the BBC, ITV in England.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we all
yeah.
know about. Yeah.
That's
Trained
crazy.
presenting on them. So,
That's sick.
yeah, I ended up working all over the world for a huge travel company, training entertainment staff,
Yeah.
and kind of done a few jobs in between there. But
Yeah.
yeah, some very good memories. Some
Right on.
that I was a bit too drunk or
Yeah,
whatever
to
to
remember.
not
Yeah.
remember.
Actually, remember.
But yeah, a lot of good stories.
That's how it
was,
goes, man.
What was your most favorite place you visited while doing all that?
Don't think I could pick one.
No?
Like, honestly, like DJing, probably Mallorca or Cyprus. But
Yeah.
Cyprus.
all my other jobs, they all had different things for different reasons.
You ever
Like,
been to Prague?
I've not been to Prague. Like,
No.
I've seen
Or
a lot.
Visu,
I've
or
seen some of the
Evisu?
nightclubs there in Prague. You
Yeah.
know, I've like, it's like you see on what's the movie called, John Wick, where he walks through.
I haven't
that,
seen them.
You've not
Sorry.
seen, you've
Oh,
never
you
seen
gotta
John
see
Wick.
None of them, no.
Oh man, you've started another conversation here. Yeah, like
shit.
John Wick, and he's.
But who
walking
gets
through-
that mad when someone kills their dog?
I fucking would.
Like,
If I
honestly,
could, I would.
If it was my cat, I bet I'll be well on it. Like, forget John Wick. Like, Jay's coming. Like,
I mean, I don't agree with it, but at the same time, too.
yeah, but
Anywho.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
like,
sorry.
I got to travel to a lot of places. I've been to some places that people will never visit. So
Yeah.
like I got an all expenses paid trip to Egypt with the company that I paid for, and like got to go inside the pyramids, got to go into the mummy tombs and stuff. Where
Yeah.
they didn't let the public, so it was like a sealed off place, and
So
I got
it's
to
like
see all that.
privilege.
The thing is, though, I was quite shit because I like phones didn't really have many cameras back then.
Man, I was just
So-
saying. Oh,
So like, I
fuck.
never really got any pictures, which is the bad thing. Because then I didn't care because I was just living
got
the
that
Living in the
memories.
moment, man.
Like,
That's
like
what
living the
counts.
life, and now I'm looking back at it thinking, shit, I
Wish
just
you
wish
had
I.
a picture. at
Yeah, I wish
least,
I did.
right?
Like, just took one pic. Like, see,
Yeah.
because that mummy thing doesn't exist anymore. Because a couple of years later,
No
they
doubt.
had all the riots in Egypt, and it
Yeah.
all got trashed. And
Egypt's not a very safe place to
yeah,
travel.
but like I've been stuck in countries, and
Yeah.
I'm part of a tour guide in Cyprus now, like because in Cyprus it's split into two parts, so you got the Greek side and the Turkish side,
Okay.
and I was doing a tour taking a load of people over to the Turkish side,
Yeah.
and accidentally got my passport stamped, and because my passport was stamped, it's illegal in the Greek side, which is the side that I worked on. Like so, I went to go.
Okay.
I went to take my big tour bus to go back to the wherever the
Yeah.
hotels or everything were, and nope, your tour guide's stuck on the Turkish side. So like running to the British consulate, like 3 days I'm stuck there for just because I got a stamp in my passport.
Wow.
So did the rest of the bus get to like go
Well,
through
they
without?
had to leave. They didn't have a tour guide anymore. Like,
They'd
tour-
be lost
yeah,
now.
like, yeah, they were stuck in. They might still be there for all I know. Like, stuck around in
And they
circles.
just hate you.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. I'm here now. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
Fuck, my cousin, nothing serious like that, but my cousin, he plays hockey in Sweden, but he's from here, and he came here for the summer. It's funny, so I was dating this girl at the time, and we came into the city, and we were downtown, like right downtown, and we were going to get some food and shit, and we just like turned this corner, and this guy walked out of this building, and I'm like, fucking looks like my cousin. I'm like, oh no, he's like really far away. Wait a sec. I'm like, he's around right now. So I was like, Dad, I like yelled his name and shit, and he looked, and I'm like, it is him. So we pulled over, just kind of like awkwardly on the side of the road, and I'm like, just jump in the car. So he jumped in, and we went out for lunch and stuff. But anyways, I was like, yeah, what were you doing in the city, whatever. And so he was going to play some hockey, but he had to go down early because I forget exactly the details, but it was like the Swedish embassy or whatever called him and was like, hey, like fuck, how did it work? Oh, they're like like we're under the impression that you're like in Canada or whatever, right? And he's like, yeah, like, yeah, of course, or whatever, right? And there was some discrepancy or whatever, like they didn't know that he was in Canada, but like maybe like something came up and they found out he was in Canada or whatever, right? But either way, it was like he had to go down and report to he was coming out of the Swedish embassy whenever I saw him. Yeah. He had to go down and report to them to prove that he was actually physically here himself. So like I think it was maybe like a fraud thing. Like they were like maybe thought that he was like, or someone took his shit or whatever. You know what I mean?
Stole his identity or some shit.
But yeah, so whatever the whole story was, but it was so he had to go down and like fucking prove that it was like him that was like here in the country and shit. Yeah. So like I said, it wasn't quite as bad as that, but it was I guess kind of similar.
Yeah, well, mine, I had to actually wait for a new passport because this stamp apparently is an illegal stamp.
And it stays there.
And it's no longer valid, so like I had a British passport.
Did you stay in jail when it happened?
No, I wasn't in jail. Like they put me up in it. It was like a little, jails are like a little bit nicer. Like this was a no, I'm not dissing jail. Like this is like
just in the hotels.
This is like the Turkish side of Cyprus. Like so, like Turkey, I worked there for a while.
Cyprus is a dick.
Like, yeah, it's a whole different animal. It's a beautiful country, but yeah, the Turkish side. Yeah, have you ever seen Star Wars and you've got Luke's house before? Like,
yeah.
It was kind of
you got to finish that. Luke's house before what?
Yeah, but like before he leaves his family.
Like in the right in the first.
Like,
one,
it was like in the ground kind of thing with the little hut.
I've actually been to that house as well.
You've been to whatever Tatooine or whatever it's called.
Tatooine.
That was filmed in Turkey, right?
It's a real place and it's in Tunisia.
Oh, Tunisia,
and
right?
That actual
house. Is that the name of the planet?
No.
I'm just fucking with you.
Yeah, no, that actual house is an old woman. Like it's a part of a tour, and there's an old woman sat in the actual house, and she bakes bread for people.
Does she live there, or she works there?
No, she lives there. It's her actual house, the underground thing. It's her actual.
Is there other houses like that, and people live in them?
Yeah, they're everywhere. Honestly, they're everywhere. It's a whole place called.
How do you eat it?
That's cool.
You say it's called Tatooine?
It's called Tatooine.
No, honestly, it's not.
If you're watching now, Google it. Google it and comment pictures in the bottom because it's an actual place.
What are we talking
Tatooine
about? Star Wars or fucking real life?
Real life in Tunisia.
Isn't Tatooine,
it's in the country Tunisia.
Tatooine the place that fucking Wookiees are from, though?
No, but that's the place where Luke's from, right? And we got Luke's house, and it's underground, and it's white, and it's got sand everywhere.
Yeah.
It's an actual real house. A little old woman lives in there, and she does tours every single day and bakes bread for people.
It's where the...
And you taste the bread.
People are from.
Sand people.
You taste the bread.
Chewbacca's from there, isn't he?
Worst bread in the world.
Google it.
It's the worst bread in the world.
It is the worst bread in the world, but because she lives in Luke's house, you're like,
it's Luke Skywalker's house.
This is a once in a lifetime experience.
Exactly right.
Are you Googling it now?
I'm gonna see where Tatooine was.
Tatooine, Tunisia. Google it.
Wait, no, I want to see the real one.
It's actually real.
No,
I've been in the house.
One man. Yeah, no, where is it?
You're going to say Tasmania?
Yeah, I was going to say Tasmania.
If anybody...
Tunisia.
If anybody knows where Chewbacca's from, tell me now. Tatooine. He's from fucking Tatooine.
That's not Chewbacca's not from Tatooine.
Tatooine was a
I'm going to Google this now and show you
inhabited
Shannon would know this.
Circumbinary desert. Something. Solo and his partner Chewbacca transport to... I don't know. It's all scattered.
Either way.
Wait, Chewbacca... oh, no, it's not.
So, like...
Tatooine in Tunisia.
Planet is...
Jabba.
They come from the planet Kashyyyk.
Shoot, Chewbacca?
Yeah.
That's
it's Wookiees in general.
It says here that Jabba the Hutt is from...
the way.
Wait,
so that's her house there.
It says he's from Tatooine.
So like, look, I've just Googled it there.
I was saying Chewie.
Okay.
Right, so Google it, look at it, you'll see the picture I'm looking at here, which is
Jabba
her actual
from
house.
Tatooine, because Skywalker in the first movie
have we gone
racing, and he's owned by Jabba the Hutt, right?
I don't fucking know. I've only ever seen 4, 5, and 6 in the recent one.
I love Star Wars.
This is going everywhere at the moment. Everywhere.
Yeah, sorry, we're all over the place.
It's actually great though.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. Just take you a little bit of everywhere. That's
fucking sick.
A little
though.
bit everywhere.
But that gives me like something that I'm like, man, I want to go see that. Like, and I'm not even a huge Star Wars fan, but just to see it, be like, cool.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Like honestly, it was
saving space.
I want to see where they filmed Jurassic Park and shit.
Yeah.
I want to see that kind of shit. Yeah.
I thought it was New Zealand.
That was I think that was the old one.
I don't know.
New Zealand was Lord of the Rings.
Uh,
Jurassic Park's been Hawaii.
all the time?
Look it up, motherfucker.
I was going to say out of the same movie then, but I thought, no, you're going to get a lot of hate.
Yeah. Oh, see it, man. No, that's crazy though, man. So then, like, you were going and fucking DJing and fucking get to go see all this cool shit too.
Yeah, well, the company I work for, like, I worked for a huge travel company doing the entertainment management.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, like, employing singers and dancers and all this kind of stuff.
What? Show me how to do it. I was thinking of that today. I need to be doing this shit.
Yeah.
Right?
And like, I do all the presenting and introducing them and all that kind of stuff. But I got to travel from country to country to country, making sure that everyone was like,
Let's do it.
doing all the shit right.
Yeah.
And,
Let's do it, man.
I got to meet some like famous people doing it as well. So like I got a closed doors concert with Ed Sheeran in
No way.
in Mallorca, and there's
Tom
a few
Hanks?
more.
Tom Hanks.
No, sorry. I just saw him on one of those retro do you know what?
I'd love to meet Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
But just
Especially
like,
now with the way he thinks now.
I'd ask him if he's still friends with like the ball. What's he called?
Yeah, you know what though, man? I honestly feel like if I spent that much time like pretending to like be friends with this ball
Dude.
and whatever, like I would be like, you're not
attached
taking
to
that
it.
ball away.
Honestly,
Like yeah, like I would keep it at home. I might not treat it the same
It'd be
way,
on
but
the
I would
bottom,
have it like
Because, like figuratively, that ball like
was his
kept
friend.
You alive.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Exactly.
It'd be
yeah.
on your mantelpiece at home, like.
Fucking right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Morning,
Yeah.
man.
Fucking right.
How's it
I would,
going?
man? I'd probably wake up in the morning and fucking
Take it swimming every once in a while, maybe.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, that was his name, wasn't it? Wilson.
Wilson, yeah. And
the
and
brand
you know what's
Reminds me
funny?
of Dennis the Menace.
Well, and you know what's funny though?
the ball.
The hockey game that I saw where they actually gave him a standing ovation, and I just walked into the room when it happened, and I was like, "Oh, hey, Tom Hanks," and they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What the fuck?" You know, like, why are they giving him standing ovation? Because Martin Short was sitting right beside him and
Oh,
shit. So I'm like, "What the fuck?" But he said he's like, "I think it was because he just released Castaway or whatever." Yeah, and I was like, "Oh no way."
Martin Short directed that or wrote it?
I don't know, but what did he?
I've got a challenge.
I don't know. He
for you.
was just sitting
Director
beside him at the
or
hockey
actor.
game.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that's yeah. Okay, yeah.
I just had to draw attention to that.
Nice.
Yeah, there was much attention drawn to that.
Dun, dun,
I was
dun.
quite scared then.
Sorry.
I didn't know what was going on. Like, I thought, right?
I thought
Yeah.
you, knew the
You said you had a
answer.
challenge.
Yeah,
No, you
yeah,
said you
I'm-
had a challenge.
No, I was going to say I have a challenge for you. Right, so
Okay.
in the past like 5 minutes, we've gone from me traveling to Star Wars to Tom Hanks
Yeah.
Is that
to
my fault?
Castaway to Jurassic Park. Like,
Is that my fault?
Not necessarily in that order.
how did we get there?
Oh man, it probably is my fault.
Were you listening or were you just
You said-
talking shit?
You said Star
We were all
Wars,
just talking
or not
shit.
Star Wars. You said Luke Skywalker's house.
Was where?
You said it was. I don't know, but you said that the.
Like, you're not really listening, are you?
but I didn't know how to pronounce it. But then you said that they call the place Tatooine.
That's what it's
So
called.
then I was
You're
like,
right.
oh man. So then we got on Star Wars really heavy
Yeah.
for like a quick second, and then what was the next topic?
Jurassic Park. how did we
Jurassic
get there?
Park. Jurassic Park was because because I was saying that I like to see fucking the
Like-
Star Wars thing,
Yes,
and I was saying
Like to
that
see
I would
Jurassic
also like to
Park.
see where Jurassic Park
Yeah.
was, and then we got on to.
There was
Go on,
definitely.
you're nearly there. You're nearly there. Come
no
on.
shit. What was the last one
Go
we
on,
got
last
on
one,
to?
last
Oh
one,
shit! Wait. No, I forget, man. I forget now. What was the last one? It was the very last thing I was saying.
That's great though. But like, why? Why are you being put on the spot right now? It's like.
But wait. Oh yeah. But
Remember how you got there.
But wait, what was the last one again? Oh, Tom Hanks. Because. Oh shit.
How did we get on?
Because you were talking about people you've met.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
And
go.
I just threw
Yeah.
that in
said
there to be like, have you met
Sheeran,
Tom Hanks?
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
think of
that's
random.
I'll give that a high five. Remembering that? Good
Man.
skills.
I was
good
like,
skills,
think
well
of,
done.
but see, that's how my mind works though. Is like, because also too, I just threw Tom Hanks out there as like, okay, you're probably talking about famous people related to music. You're like Ed Sheeran. I'm like, you ever met Tom Hanks? So I just threw it out there to be like, whatever. But that's how
like
my
seeing
mind
a
works. Though.
skateboarder and
It's
being
like,
like, do a backflip.
oh, now that we're talking about, now that we've gone off the Star Wars back to the traveling thing, cool, you saw that in real life. I want to go see that thing. You know what else I want to go see? And then, and that's how I go. It's just like
how you
ADD.
That's what I was doing. I was like, honestly, I've got the same thing, and I was sat there thinking, like, we've gone from this to this. How have we got there? But I'm quite impressed. You remember?
But you know what? Though?
Like, it was good shit. It was good shit.
Once I started explaining, I wouldn't have been able to remember the topics unless you reminded me, because then I was lost trying to remember what I was saying or talking about.
I love how that kind of conversation goes though, and you go awesome. From bam, bam, bam. Like, oh shit, we're talking about this. Where the fuck did that come from?
I like that though. I like that.
Yeah, there's no rules and regulations here.
You need to keep track of what you're talking about, because I'm going to challenge you again in a bit.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. I'm like, okay, I gotta remember.
Now you gotta be on your A game.
Shout out Timinator. Shout out Rocky. Pat Griff said, "Hey, what's up, Styles? How are you, man?"
Oh, shout out Pat, man. Fucking right.
Shout out everybody tuning in right now.
Gang. Actually, you know what? He might appear in the bowling.
Yeah, if you are watching live, I'll have
vlog.
Subtitles later. Like, if you can't understand me.
Yeah, we need like a translator.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's for the deaf.
That's where you went onto the South Park before, wasn't it? When they're speaking English, and they still have the subtitles underneath them.
I was gonna say we should do something like, it was a couple
Zach
episodes
McWhorter?
ago, and you said it was some British term. Oh,
Taking a piss.
Taking the
Or taking the piss.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So that's what I said.
What? Did you see the comment?
So
Or did you just say his name?
Oh, I saw it. Yeah.
Oh, man, okay. Anyways, back to you.
Yeah. Sorry, man.
synchronicity.
Oh yeah, you want to watch?
Yeah, what
it?
up, Zach?
I want to see, man. Yeah.
That was funny. Keep going. I hate to cut you off.
No, it's all
Sorry,
good.
yeah.
But yeah, basically
I'll
that's
go
what I was saying. We should get John to see if there's any more like British like terms like
Yeah,
that.
true that.
Oh,
well,
like-
and you know what's funny is I was already gonna ask him
Or if
about
there's
that
anything
one, but I was
you
like, we
know
already
that-
talked about
Yeah.
that. Because you said something and I can't remember what it was, and you were like on a thought, and I couldn't stop you. But there was something, and then I thought of taking the piss. Because one day I asked Ben, I'm like, "What's taking?" I thought it was taking a piss.
Oh,
Are you taking a piss?
I get pulled up all the time from like my wife, the guys I work with. I work with a French guy.
Even that,
and,
you said pulled up.
Yeah, pulled up. So like, how would I explain that? Like,
Confronted.
so-
Like
not
Like,
confronted.
yeah.
Like,
You arrived?
no, like
No.
They did mention a comment that I've said. So like pulled up. So they mentioned.
Oh, like
yeah.
yeah. Okay, I see
Yeah.
what you mean. Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
It's like-
I get asked to say things
Yeah.
like, all the time. So like bollocks.
Well, yeah.
Right, in England, the term is dog's bollocks. Is something that's really good. So
the
like,
dogs.
they say,
The
"Oh,
dogs
That's a good
bollocks.
thing?
Yeah, the dog's balls.
That's the dog's bollocks. Like that is something that's good.
That's like the
Like,
bee's knees.
Yeah, the bee's knees. The both of them are fucking shit. Like, how is the bee's knees good? How is the dog's bollocks good? I don't know, but they both.
But
are.
it is.
Yeah. Wanker. I get asked to say all the
Wanker,
time.
yeah, no
Yeah,
Yeah.
you fucking wanker.
You get ever asked to like just recite some Austin Powers lines?
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Fuck, you said something. You said something earlier too. Fuck, it was something. I think it was something about being drunk, maybe, or like something. Anyways, either way,
Fucked
you
up.
said it, and I was gonna ask you or whatever. Like I knew what it meant, but I was gonna like say is
I don't
that
know.
like and I can't remember what
To
it
be
was.
honest,
but
like, you have a lot of people that lose their. I know I'm not going to.
yeah.
I know I'm not going to. And there's things I say that people look at me like confused, and I know that they're questioning what I've said,
Yeah,
but I'll just continue talking anyway, thinking, right, well, I know they don't know what I've said there, but
yeah.
like, it's
See, it's funny you say that too, because sometimes I'd hear like a saying or something, or like a certain way to say something, and I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna start saying that." But then I wouldn't say it because I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna have to explain it to them, and then they're gonna think that like that's why I said it." You know what I mean? Like I think I'm making it like
Yeah.
I know this word.
Okay, so I just pulled up it, right. So this is just a random fucking crazy article. It's like the top 50 like British terms.
Okay.
Go on.
So I'm gonna like list a few.
You're going to challenge me. Let me
Yeah,
see.
no,
Yeah.
so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask these guys. I'm gonna say it first. I'm gonna
See
say
what
the
we
word,
think?
see what you guys think,
Okay, yeah.
and then I'm gonna get to see what like. So some of them you'll probably know off the
All
bat.
right, and
And
then
some
I'll
of
see
them
if I
like
know
some of
them.
them I don't even know. So some of them I don't know if you'll know
Yeah.
either. So I'm
no,
just gonna
no
list.
problem. Let's give this a go.
All right, so I'm gonna go down to where is it? It's top 50. So I'll go down to 50 first. Where is this?
I'm excited for this. I've probably not
Yeah,
heard
me
these
too.
words in a long time.
It's a
I was
good
watching
game.
some
All right, so 50 on the 50 on the list is wanker, so everyone knows wanker.
Yeah.
Right? So do you know what a wanker is?
Like,
Or what? Like,
isn't wanking like jerking off?
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay,
Ding.
yeah.
This is where I need the sound effect. Ding.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll do the sound effect for you. I'll do it.
You'll be my soundboard for now. All right, I'm gonna get those programmed in soon. Trainers.
Trainers, like things you wear on your feet.
He's got it.
Nearly.
Okay,
Continue.
Like almost like slippers, but
No.
not, like they'd be like
Running shoes?
like running.
Yeah, it's like sneakers. Yeah.
So-
that you would wear training and stuff.
yeah.
so
Trainers are like
sneakers.
sneakers. Yeah.
So I was totally lost until he said footwear, and I was like, oh, I do know.
Yeah, sneakers, trainers, yeah.
Yeah.
Any kind of sneaker then, okay.
Tosh.
Ooh, .0?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Tosh point up.
Who's the other guy? Tosh. Peter Tosh.
Tosh, yeah, I can't
No.
say I would.
No.
Do you know this one, John? Have you heard this one?
I've heard it. I don't know what it means.
Tosh. Well, apparently this is a nifty little British term that means rubbish or crap.
Oh yeah, it's all tosh.
Tosh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Okay, I see.
Right.
Nicked.
Nicked.
I know this one.
Like whenever I hear that, I think like like when you like just barely hit
Yeah,
something, like you like
exactly.
nicked
Or so
it.
like there's two. I guess there's two. I guess you could say there's
No,
two.
I know
different
which.
ones.
I know which one you're talking
So
about.
there's like to nick something or to get nicked, basically, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I-
So
I
I would
know.
nick something, but he nicked me.
No.
So those would be two different things.
Yeah,
Completely.
they're two completely different things.
Well, then what does it mean?
No,
Yeah.
well,
Well,
have a guess.
yeah,
Have a guess. So if
that's
you were
the
to be
game.
nicked,
Nick?
if you were to be nicked, what would you be?
Am I doing it to myself?
It depends.
Essentially.
Just say what you think that is.
Nicked. Like I said, well,
Well,
that's
it'd be
just
if
my.
I was nicked, it means
Yeah.
someone like just grazed.
Yeah, that's what I go with.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I
if
guess I
was,
see
if I was,
that.
if
Yeah,
I was
to be
gonna
nicked.
take,
Well,
if I was,
I'd get that, but no,
Oh,
it's
you
not.
know, in Canadian terms, be like, motherfucker nicked me, man. You know what I mean?
No.
Nicked me or whatever.
I don't know, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe
So,
robbed.
So, like in them kind of terms, you're like
To be
you're
like
nicked,
put in
you're nicked,
jail.
to be put in jail.
And to get arrested,
Ah.
It's like
basically.
you're nicked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
You're off to the slammer. Or what was the other one? To nick.
To nick something. So what do you think if
if you're
if
gonna get
Mm.
put in the slammer for being nicked, to nick something, what is that?
You stealing it?
yeah.
Ding!
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So if you nick something, yeah.
See,
you
okay,
you
just
stole
real
it.
quick, I was thinking of this term the other day, earlier today, even maybe, and it was kife.
Kife is like shitty weed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and like, my brother said to me one day, he's like, "Isn't keef spelled the same way that you would imagine kife being spelled?" And
See, I always thought like keef was like the weed, and to kife was like spitting. Was that not like?
well,
something
see,
like the
well,
people
we
did in,
used
like,
to
high
use it
school,
for
like,
shitty
kifing?
weed, but
Yeah.
also people would say, "Oh man, he kifed my
Yeah.
lighter." People would say that for
Oh,
stealing
okay,
too, right?
right.
So they'd be like, "Oh, he kifed my lighter," or they'd be like, "Oh, that's kife,
Yeah.
like that's shitty weed or whatever," right?
Yeah.
Kife, as everyone would go.
I don't know where that came from, but nicked. Yeah.
This is like the
Is
same
there a
thing.
silent K on the front of that or what?
No. N-I-C-K.
Like, okay, I
Or
like the nick.
N-I-C-K.
Go on, let's try another one.
I got,
I'm enjoying
I got
this.
New York nicked.
Throwing a wobbly.
Throwing a wobbly. Is that drinking beer?
Ooh, yeah, I was gonna say.
No.
No,
But throwing a wobbly.
Yeah, throwing a wobbly.
because we call them wobbly pops.
Yeah, it's
No,
like-
it's
It's like chucking beers.
Throwing a
Yeah.
wobbly.
Throwing a wobbly, to me, that'd be like an English term for throwing a curveball. I guess.
Mm,
A curveball? As in
Nah.
like what?
But you guys don't play baseball.
no.
Football.
Baseball is not a soccer.
It's not football, it's soccer.
Throwing a
Come on, get
wobbly.
out of here. I was trying to be
Football,
polite,
they don't even use the
man.
That's
feet
great.
with it, yeah?
That's so
They don't
good.
even use the feet. It's like it's football. They use the feet.
Yeah,
Like,
but you-
American football,
you
they
said-
throw shit and don't even use the feet.
I was
Like, it's all-
talking about soccer, though.
No, like
Yeah,
I
no,
knew
but
what you
you
were
s-
talking
yeah, I
about.
know,
the
but
way
you said
say
it's not
like,
football, it's
I'm
soccer. But you're right, it's
Right, go
not
on.
soccer, it's
Yeah.
football.
What
So
was
yeah,
it again?
what throwing a wobbly? What's throwing a wobbly?
Fuck, I don't know. I just picture someone throwing a weird ball. Like,
Yeah.
No,
It's like
nothing
a
to do with the
shitty
ball.
throw,
It's
like-
someone.
It's a shitty throw.
Yeah. It'd have maybe
It's so-
like your friend's really drunk and you threw them.
No.
No, it's someone having a meltdown. So like when they have a meltdown and
like a
Oh,
tantrum.
Having a tantrum.
that's-
Yeah,
okay,
that's
true.
exactly.
That's the English word.
Throwing
Ding.
a wobbly.
Throwing a wobbly.
Talking to your kid.
Well, look at
"Throw
that.
the wobbly."
Look at that. It's
That's
educational as well.
Yeah.
So I think like the bee's knees like that. We already talked about that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
Bees Knees.
Yeah, Bees
Bees
Knees.
knees. Yeah. Oh,
Dog's tongue.
why is that? I didn't know that was British. I just
It's the Bees Knees.
yeah. Cat's
Yeah.
ass.
There's a lot of
I've heard
our-
people say that.
I think we talked about that before we came on air.
Yeah,
It was,
Yeah.
the
And
Bees
so
Knees
here's
and-
number 44. Actually, shout out to Styles here, taking the piss.
Whoa, number 44.
Of course it's
What
not.
the fuck?
Man.
Oh
It's always like that
shit.
with him.
That's fucked up.
Why
man.
number 44?
That's fucked up.
What does that mean?
I'm not sure. We'll have to
It's
look
the
that
number,
up too.
man, but
That's just a number.
Ironically, you're talking about the taking a piss and it lands.
And
on
it's number 44, and that's like a
list.
number that's like I see it all the time everywhere. Like
Yeah.
It's because you're taking the piss all the time. What,
yeah, and I am.
what does it mean?
I am taking the
What,
piss.
but what does it mean?
It's like pulling your leg. Like I'm joking with you.
Pulling your legs a polite way. It's like more fucking with you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Like
put it in layman's
like
terms.
teasing you,
What?
kind of.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, fucking
Yeah,
with
so
you.
it says to take the piss means to mock something, parody something, or generally sarcastically or
Okay.
Yeah.
be sarcastic
Like
towards
sarcastic.
something.
Ball.
Sarcasm.
Yeah.
Sarcastic
Best thing
ball.
in the
Taking
world.
the piss out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Best thing in the world, a bit of sarcasm.
Yeah.
Skive.
Skive. Is it like the European Skype?
No.
Or is it the
Skive.
European skydiving?
Yeah, skydiving. Yeah.
No.
Not even.
These kids are getting lazy these days.
It's so funny because when I hear these words, it's so like automatic. I just know automatically. It's like,
For
if
anyone-
you would
yeah.
call someone a skive. Would you call someone a skive? Like
Would you
skive?
maybe, but it probably not.
No.
Okay.
Would you
I mean-
skive somebody with a knife?
No. No, but like it's strange like hearing like Jonesy here talking about how everything comes back. And yeah, you don't ever come across as British. It's so
I
weird.
mean,
I bet half the people listening don't even know that you're British.
Probably not.
We've mentioned it a couple times, but
I
yeah,
was gonna
just
say,
Born
yeah.
and raised in the UK, moved here at 13, so
that's
that's
Yeah.
me. Yep. But yeah, so anyways,
Skive,
what's Skive?
what's
What's
Skive.
Skive, man. Yeah, skive.
Skive
It's-
turkey.
Man.
like jive turkey?
Yeah.
No, he called you a cocksucker. Skive. Yeah, I'm not. I honestly, skive. Can
Is
you
it
use
like-
it in a sentence?
It kind of gives it away if I put it in a
Yeah.
sentence.
Okay. I
Yeah.
figured. Yeah.
Maybe
Right.
the same uses a skewer.
No, like
Same,
you're not even
skive,
close.
no.
Not even close.
No.
I don't know.
Is it
then.
poop?
Right, well, do you want me to tell you?
Poop.
Right, so to skive is basically if you don't want to go into work, I'm gonna have the day off. I'm gonna skive.
Oh, I never would.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
like skipping.
Yeah.
Or like,
Oh,
what do you call it?
yeah, I'm gonna.
There's
I'm
another
gonna,
term for it.
Yeah. So, like,
But
for
yeah.
example,
Fuck
he
it.
tried to skive off work but got caught by his manager.
Yeah. Okay. What do you call it? What's the other one? Ditching. Or
Yeah.
there's another one.
So you're saying we're going to start
Either way.
popularizing these
Playing
words?
Playing hooky. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
let's get these trending in Canada.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Next one.
Next
many more
one
we
is
got?
sick, but like,
I got three guesses on that one.
Yeah,
It's sick.
Sick's like a word like there's universal. Like that's not really a British one.
You're sick puppy.
Sick.
You're
No,
s-
that's
Yeah.
not sick, man. Like
Everyone's-
am I
yeah,
either
everyone's
sick
Something
or-
sick.
that's cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't
okay,
even
yeah.
think, I wouldn't call that a British term either.
Yeah.
Anywho, scrummy.
Yeah.
Scrummy.
So, like
Like, is-
people roughing around.
I was gonna say either that or like someone looks scrummy, like they look like a
Ooh,
bum,
dirty
kind
and
of
stuff,
like
yeah.
maybe.
The
You're
other-
quite close
Yeah.
there, but not quite.
No?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
What is it? Scrum.
I would
Yes.
say if I
It's
was
some-
to say it, it'd be to do food. Like it's nice.
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh.
something is
Scrummy.
scrummy. If it's
shitty food?
delicious.
it's scrumptious.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh,
That's
man.
where they got that word from.
Throwing little quirks. and
Yeah.
Go on. How many more we got?
Well, this is top 50, and we're at number 40 right now.
Right,
So
we-
there's a whole fucking
Right,
bunch. So I
yeah.
can
We can't
skip
really
it.
go through
Let's,
all of
no,
them.
no,
let's
I
skip to the
can't.
top 10
Yeah,
after that.
Top 10. All
Oh,
right,
do
so I'll
the
go-
40. Do 40.
All right. Okay, so number 40 right now.
If we were on it.
We were on 40. Rubbish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. Just go straight to the top
Okay.
10.
Yeah.
We're going to top
Sorry.
10.
Top 10.
Well, yeah, I'm just. All right,
We've got,
number 10.
Terminator Songs 2.0. High and Sup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Terminator.
How's it going, man? Not met you, but
He's a
how's it going?
fellow
He's
DJ.
he's day one supporter right here.
For sure.
Anyways, 10. Brass Monkeys.
Brass monkey.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what I know of brass monkeys is like Old English or Colt 45.
Yeah, it's the drink.
You
for
put
sure.
you put Colt 45 or Old English and orange juice. I'm pretty sure that's called
So-
a brass monkey.
So you think Brass
And-
Monkeys is a cocktail?
Well, no, I was just gonna say that's what I know of it, and it's even a song by the Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys, yeah.
And I'm
Brass
pretty sure
monkey,
that's what they're talking about
that
is
funky monkey.
Yeah.
Old English and orange juice.
That's what you think it is.
But brass monkey, I don't know. I'd have to say it's
I
Take a
would
guess.
say brass monkey.
a plumber.
You're never gonna get this.
I was thinking like a grease monkey.
No, see, like,
Brass monkey. Like, what about someone that cleans like brass instruments?
if I'm correct here, like I'm sure that you experience this a lot in Canada.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track.
So
Drunk
like
at
you
pubs.
experience like in England, like you probably experience more brass monkeys in Canada than England. That's
Really?
my clue.
Okay.
Brass.
And I know what you're.
is
So I know what it is. So that's a good clue, but you're never gonna get it.
It's not racial, is it?
No, not at
Okay,
all.
right,
No,
cool.
I wouldn't put a racial thing
Yeah,
on
yeah,
there. Like
okay,
it's
cool.
Is it like bar people? Not bar people, but like
Brass
say like
monkey.
drunks.
right.
feel
I'll
like
give you
it's to
another
do
clue.
with drunk,
It's to do with the
because-
weather.
Weather?
Weather?
Well,
Weather.
that just surprised me because there used to be. Oh no, that's
Brass
a lie.
monkeys.
Actually, it wasn't called brass monkey.
Right,
don't
so
know,
it's
is
to
it
do
like a
with- it's to do
two?
with it- so what do you get a
Oh
lot
my
more of in Canada than you do in the UK?
Snow.
What's snow?
Snowplow.
It's cold.
What is snowplow?
Snow. I don't know. Snow is precipitated.
Water.
It's cold, is what it is. I'm not gonna let this
Oh,
drag on
It's
any
cold as the
longer.
brass monkeys, yeah. So
Yeah.
cold, it's cold.
Oh.
So I don't know why, Brad. Like, yeah, but it's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey. Is where the term comes
Okay.
from. It's cold enough to freeze the balls off a brass monkey.
Okay.
So if you say
I've
it's
heard that.
it's brass monkeys out here.
Well, yeah. Whenever you
Means-
said there's more over here than England, I was like, man, I
I don't know.
what you're trying
Yeah,
to
like
say, so I had to
your
ask
head
that.
started wandering then.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I thought you were trying to.
Yeah.
It was like a thing.
So that's
lost
another
it.
one. Like you could definitely popularize that shit over here. So like yeah, like definitely next time it's anywhere below minus whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's fucking brass monkeys out here.
I've set a challenge here, not for anyone that's on here, but for anyone out there. If you've been on this show and you do a bit of rapping and singing, if you could make a song called Brass Monkeys and make it about cold, that would be fucking awesome. Right? Only
There's the
we know what it's
challenge.
about, but there's a challenge. Let us know if you accept it.
Brass monkeys.
There you go.
All right, number 9 on the list. Bollocking.
That means bullshitting.
No.
No.
No?
No.
No.
Bollock.
Bollocking?
That's bollocks.
Yeah.
I feel like
Bollocks is
frolicking.
bullshit, to be honest with you.
Bollocking.
so that you're
Is that
right.
like,
so you can if they, to say that's bollocks, like that can mean that's bullshit.
Yeah.
So you're right in that,
Okay.
but bollocking is something different.
I've had lots of this.
Bollocking. Is it like
Off my parents. There's a clue.
Lecturing.
What's a
Like
lecture?
lecture. I don't know what a lecture
Of
is.
course I know what a lecture
I mean,
is.
close, yeah, close,
Yeah.
but a little more severe.
Or woo, like what's like grounding or like
What's it? What's the
like
word again?
ass spanked?
Bollocking. To
Bollocking.
Get, yeah,
I'm getting
You-
yelled
you get
at.
it close.
to get a
Close.
bollocking.
That-
Yeah, yelled at.
Okay.
Yelled at.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're getting
yeah.
fucking reamed out, essentially. You're getting screamed.
Bollocking.
Yeah.
Right, two more. Two
Be
more.
like hollering.
We'll do
or
2
yelling.
more.
That is bullshit.
Maybe.
All right, this should be a good one, I guess. Bob's your uncle or Fanny's your aunt.
What?
It's like one or the other.
Yeah.
Bob's your uncle or like
Yeah.
I've always
Fanny-
heard people
Fanny's your
say
aunt.
Oh, like,
And Bob's
does
your
that mean
uncle.
like you're an idiot, basically?
No.
no.
Okay.
We use it as like
Whose kid's that?
and
right?
Bob's your uncle is like
Oh, someone who just keeps going on and on.
no, well, we would just say that. Like my buddy used to always say, you know, like we'd be working or whatever, and we'd put something on and be like, hey, yeah, we just got to screw this or whatever. And we'd do it, be like, there you go,
Bob's your
and
uncle.
Bob's your uncle.
And that, yeah. So that's basically it, right?
And I'd
yeah.
always correct him and be like, actually, it's my great uncle.
Yeah. So I guess like Fanny's your aunt is
It's
like
the opposite.
the other. Yeah. So you
Okay.
could you could still use it in the same.
So like, let's
Yeah.
say that I put the piece on by myself, and he came around the corner and be like, Fanny's your aunt, because
Yeah.
it was wrong or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
To
Or
be honest, it's a fucked up language, really.
it is. Yeah. It's weird. I don't understand
That's
it,
a
but
weird one.
You don't
Yeah.
understand it? You're from there.
I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like something like the Never-Ending Tales of Styles the Prophet. You know, he's going on, and then someone would be like, and Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
You know, when he's done.
I used to always say, and then I got on my motorcycle and drove away.
Yeah.
At the end of a long story, I'd say that.
So it's like get ready for food, like get the food, put it in the microwave, heat it up, then Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready to eat.
That is a weird one.
And good to go or whatever.
Bob's your uncle. All right, so one more.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find a good one on
Go to
here.
number 1.
Yeah, I was
Number
gonna
one.
say either go to 5 or 1. Go to 5, then 1.
2 and 1.
2 more. Yeah.
I'm gonna read.
Top 3.
Make sure they're.
I'm gonna do both. Actually, I'm gonna do top 2 here. So
Yeah, okay.
because they're both like kind of interesting. So number 2 is all to pot.
All to pot.
Yeah.
Like all in, I would say. You know?
All to pot.
Like you're all in something.
No.
Sounds like
No.
stew, man. All to
Does
pot.
sound like stew.
What?
It sounds like stew.
Yeah, it all goes in the pot.
Yeah, right.
All
It's nothing to do with food.
all to
There's your
I
pot.
honestly don't know what it would be if it's not like you're all
Take a
in
guess.
something with it, whether it's like, you know.
He's going all So you're like
go
it's
big
close,
or go
but
home.
It's kind of the opposite.
well, yeah. No, yeah, you're wrong on that guess.
If it's the opposite, yeah.
All to pot. I have no clue, man.
All the pot.
Be cautious.
See, I was thinking it was like you said, like fucking, you know, like just give her,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like
Just go all in.
Yeah.
Which would actually be a better fucking use
Yeah.
of the word, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
Is it like taking it easy then? Like
No, it actually means. Go on, John. You tell him.
Fucked up.
Yeah,
It's
it
all-
all
it's
it
all
all went
fucked up.
fucked up. Everything
So,
went
like,
all
when you
to
were
pot.
saying, yeah, like, it's all in, and I said it's the
Okay.
opposite. So, all
It's all to
fucked
pot.
up.
okay, all the pot. That makes sense.
Nice.
I don't know who makes these sentences.
And then
up,
so-
Once you
no.
say it,
So,
you
like,
can put like sense.
Number 1 then is ace.
Ace.
Means like on the nose. You got it right.
That's ace, man.
Bullseye.
that's ace.
That's aces.
What does it mean?
Yeah, like
Like
you
good?
got it completely right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's what I would have said as well.
Excellent. Yeah.
Like you aced it. It's ace.
Ace.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
if something is ace.
yeah,
That was a
like
shit
on
number
the
one. That was.
It was right. I agree.
Well,
It could be different.
ace, man.
Right, have you ever watched like the what's it called Guy Ritchie movies like Snatch and
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And so like have you ever heard of Cockney rhyming slang? So like they have all the gangsters used to have all these words that basically the police wouldn't understand.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
like,
Yeah.
for apples and pears
Yeah.
is like one of them. What would you think that'd be?
Apples and pears is
Like if I'm going up the apples and pears.
you're going up the apples and pears. That means like you're
This is
Go on,
good.
Well,
just
right-
guess.
right in
Like,
the
so
middle?
If I'm going up the apples and pears, what would it be?
Right in the middle.
And like it's called
no.
bang
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Right, so you got it there. Like it's
What'd you say?
going
Stairs.
upstairs.
Upstairs,
Upstairs.
oh.
Up the
It's
apples.
kind
up.
of like in the I think it's the 1940s, 1950s
Apples and
when you had
pears.
all these like drug things and gangs and all
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
in the
They
UK.
created
They
this
kind of
language,
created a
man.
language.
There's like a whole new language.
Yeah.
I've seen
Legit.
Snatch like 2 times.
Yeah,
and,
so it's all kind of
Yeah.
stuff that like
Shit's cool.
the cops couldn't understand. So like they had their own little jail language. It's all like apples and pears, stairs, and bubble and squeak was sleep. And so like you had, in England, like they call the money, like you have a fiver for a £5 note or tenner for a £10 note.
Yeah.
So you had like fiver was a skydiver and
Oh,
tenner
yeah.
was, I'm not even sure if you followed it, but like Formula One racing, like Ayrton Senna as
Yeah,
a
he's
tenner.
very,
So like, it's all
Right.
rhymes, so like the cops couldn't understand what they were talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah.
And it's all like prison language. So like it's quite famous in the Cockney rhyming slang they call it. So it's
What's it called again?
Cockney rhyming slang.
Yeah.
And it's like
Cockney
in London, it's like they're all called Cockneys
Yeah. Yeah.
just because
Okay.
of the way they speak.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's Cockney rhyming slang. So it's all like to do with like the gangsters from the Guy Ritchie. Well, it's not to do with the Guy Ritchie movies, but he kind of
He
made it like.
incorporates it.
Apparently,
Yeah.
he's just released a new one as well called The Gentleman, and he's gone back to that
Yes,
kind of
I
style.
Oh,
watched that, man.
I see
That's
it pop
with the
up on my Netflix. I
Yeah, he's
think.
gone back to that style of Snatch and Lock, Stock.
It's like
Lock, Stock is a
yeah,
good movie too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he kind of went off, didn't he? Like he did like Lock, Stock, and then Snatch, and then
was doing, like,
some reason went to like I don't even know what it was. What was it? Sherlock Holmes or something with?
Did he really?
Yeah, I think he did that
Robert
one with.
Downey
Yeah,
Jr.
What's his name again? Go Guy Ritchie.
Guy
Yeah.
Ritchie.
So I didn't even know that he was. I didn't even know that he was the
yeah.
Snatch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got
yeah.
married to Madonna, like, and
Yeah.
that's why she moved to England.
He didn't
and
get
what-
stabbed and killed yet.
And then she started talking with a weird like British
Oh,
accent.
bad joke. Bad joke. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm surprised she's still
Alive.
wearing the shit.
No. Oh, she's Why is she like?
I still think she's 22, don't she?
Yeah. Oh, whenever you said wearing the shit, I thought you meant like Versace.
Like, no, have you ever what's it called? Look back on YouTube videos and seen like in bed with Madonna and all that kind of shit. Because she's the kind of one that created the sex in the industry.
Yeah.
And changed the entire thing. So like with I don't even know them fucking ice cream.
Yeah.
And she released a movie. I can't remember who it was with. It might have been Keanu Reeves or someone like that. In Bed with Madonna, it was called. And it's all like literally, it's like a sex movie. And
it's news to me. I don't think I've heard that one.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like Google it. Tell us. Let us know.
I'll find out.
Yeah, well, you can find out now. Does anyone understand me? By the way, I can't really tell. I just see hi, sup. What's up, boys?
What up?
Ganging. Yeah.
Anyways, it feels so weird being on here from watching it.
That's a different experience.
On the other side of the fucking camera.
Yeah, like no, honestly, it's really strange. And like, even being in here and looking from what I pictured, it's bizarre. Just because, like, for anyone that don't know, like Jonesy, who's like producing everything here, he's my little brother. So I've been
family.
We're family. I've been here quite a lot, but not so much recently. And just to see this place, like he's done a lot of work. He's doing good, and like
I appreciate that, man.
Honestly, seeing the artists and stuff that you get on here, like it's crazy feeling like I'm sat in the same kind of seat. And like you're interviewing people that do all rapping and all the hip hop scene and all different stuff. Like, and it's good to see, like, because you don't really see it much in this kind of area. Yeah. So it's good to get that promotion.
And we noticed that, man. Like even just when we first started, it was one of these things that it was so random. You know, we're just like, oh, let's try this and see how it happens, or like see what happens.
Well, that's what that's what hip hop is. It's sharing what you've got and what your experiences are, and not a lot of people can do that. So like you're giving.
But even then, just like having the people on, it was like a reoccurring thing where people kept saying like, you know, this is like we're missing this kind of thing here.
Yeah, well, everything's so commercialized now. You don't like it's happened with so many like major artists. Like they've got a major underground following and they're amazing. Like, and then you get commercialized and they lose the fan base they started with in the first place, because that's what made them like this. And like you get all these like even Drake. Like when Drake started, like he had a huge underground following for the music that he did. Like, and he's left that now and gone to this whole commercial side of it all. And it's like, how do you think, like, how would you authentically, like, for argument's sake, like I make music, but I don't do it too, like, it's something for me. It's an outlet. You know what I mean? I make music as a creative outlet. It's a creative outlet. But I don't push. I mean, I'm just recently putting stuff on like Spotify and stuff, but I don't consider myself like a serious, like, trying artist that's like out there pushing music and trying to get, you know, a worldwide whatever. But what I'm saying is like when you get to a certain point, like if I was that kind of person, I just randomly hit a key there. If you get to a certain point of popularity and like you say, you start to pop off, even if you're not trying. Let's say if I put out a song and all of a sudden tomorrow, like there's 1 million people listening to it, right? And I've all of a sudden get to this point where I'm not quote unquote underground anymore. I'm more of a mainstream name, and like. Like, how do you stay authentic to that? Like, if once you get to that level, it's like Billie Eilish and all these people that like they start super authentic and then they get to a level of just like insane popularity, and then they start getting money, they start getting notoriety, they start getting deals, they start getting this. Like, it's so hard to stay true to like that underground. I think that though, they forget who they are as well. Like, they forget what it was that made them famous, and they try to be like everything else that's out there. And you see that with a lot of artists now. Like they'll try and, like, say for example, like throwing it out there, Justin Bieber. Like Justin Bieber is a big pop artist, and you get like that's what he does, and he's not going to change that. But then you get all these like other people that come out and they get famous for what they do, and they notice what's top of the charts, and they think, well, that's where. So, do you know what I mean? That like I want to be like that, and they kind of change the way they sound. To fit what's popular
what it
instead of that made them who they were to become what is popular. and that doesn't seem like them anymore. Do you know what I mean?
A big artist I'd say that's like that right now is MGK.
Yeah.
See, like I've got an example that's not like that. So like Billie Eilish, like I know like she's kind of come from nowhere because of how like
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, she was like a Vine, like she was doing Vine back in the day when Vine was a thing. Like she was a Vine.
Yeah, but like
really?
Yeah. She was like 12. Like she was a little girl at this point. She's like 17, man. Like and like Jit, man, she was like 12 at this point. Maybe younger. I don't know.
Even now, she's dropping the same kind of music, and like her fan base are never going to be disappointed by feeling that she's gone some other direction because she knows like where she is, and that's what's made her famous. I can't see her looking at this Billboard chart and thinking, right, I need to change myself to try and get back there.
Not yet, no, because she's still so popping, right?
I know, but like,
when that fan base starts
into that. Whereas, like,
I don't know,
like a hip hop and like Billie Eilish, could you see her changing to go to like?
I don't know her personally, but if I had to guess from her,
the style that she's
of her, I would say no.
I would see more people copying the way she's doing what she's doing because that's what's popular.
Because she's very authentic, and I feel like it's what you want. The people,
and I think even like authenticity is what's really like,
which is what I was saying. Like even before they started,
come in and start sounding like everybody else. They wanna get it by whatever means necessary. But then you have true musicians
and like real artists that like
and will find their way to stay.
And those are the people that, like you were saying before, exactly, like Michael Jackson's and
the Beatles, like
and
Michael
they really
Jackson.
change things.
And then like even when you had like, so when we were talking before, you had like NSYNC and like Britney and like Christina and all that, and then Eminem came in. Like, and Eminem just blew all them fuckers out the water, and like just literally changed the entire music industry with that first song.
Because
like,
we were thinking it, right? You know what he said. You know, we're all like, like we.
Yeah. Well, I remember actually being like I was probably like 11 at the time, or 12 maybe, when like Eminem was like released. It was what, like 97. You know, like
that was the first 97.
Yeah, it was like so.
Was when
in the UK, this is when I first started hearing like Eminem. Is in like late 90s, right?
Yeah.
And at this time, like I said, I'm probably like 11, 12 years old. And you're going to the washroom?
Here, you want to listen? If you want to listen.
Oh, it's all good. But yeah, like being that age and I don't even know where I was going.
You guys are talking about the boy bands,
exactly.
and Eminem coming in, and that's the last thing I heard.
Oh, right. So yeah, it's like and being like 11, being like at elementary school at this point, I'm like
whenever Eminem came
seeing all the girls doing the fucking in the playground, you know, it's like recess or whatever.
And
like,
they're doing like what Spice Girls.
Exactly. Yeah, doing all the dance routines and shit, and all the pop routines.
See, Spice Girls is probably way bigger out there though.
Oh, it's huge.
Yeah,
huge.
It was big here and shit too, but they're from the UK, right? Yeah,
Massive. It was like a huge wave. So
it'd be like Tom Hanks here,
and exactly like that.
When I was young too, I liked the Backstreet Boys, and I like the Spice Girls. It wasn't like, well, I was a boy, you know what I mean? Back then, it's like, I don't like the Spice Girls.
I used to have Wanna Be My Lover,
Spears, Christina,
the video.
I heard Spice Girls more than the other girl pop stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I was Backstreet Boys, man. Like, I was a really young kid, and I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Well, and, see, like, in the UK, it was like that. It was like Five. Like, there was a British boy band by the name of Five. I can't even remember the name.
Five.
No,
Five.
It
was
sounds
the name.
familiar, but I don't.
It was like the number 5 and then IVE.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And I can't remember the fuck. John would probably know like the name of the song. And same with like or light died.
Is that what happened?
The battery died in the.
So I thought you.
No, the light died on the camera. Or on the battery died on
the glow-in-the-dark egg, by the way.
It's all good. It's just the battery died. I'm gonna have to put it on charge. I bought it so it comes with like a 12 volt DC plug-in, or it didn't come with a 12 volt DC plug-in, but that's what it requires to plug in.
Oh, so
I went on everywhere looking for a 12 volt DC plug-in. I found one, but when I plug it in, like I guess it's too much, so like the light flashes, it just like and then goes off again.
Oh, that's too much power.
Yeah. So I need to find another one.
Yeah,
but anyways, John, do you remember the boy band Five?
Oh yeah, bad boys, something like that.
I was gonna say I was young.
Everybody get up, sing it.
Do you guys remember S Club?
Yeah,
S Club 7.
So I've actually danced with them on stage.
No.
Do you remember Rachel, the hot one with the dark hair?
I can't remember any of them, but I remember they were all hot when I was a kid.
But I remember DJing one night, and I think they were coming up as a group at the time. So they did like a section in one of the clubs I was DJing in. And they started off with their song is S Club, and
ain't no party like an S Club party.
I had one of the girls dancing on a podium next to me, and she dragged me up onto the stage and like started teaching me all these dances to dance along to the song, and I was like, I'm into this shit.
That's it.
I enjoyed that.
That's crazy, man. Like fuck, man.
Yeah.
So when would this have been? Like back in the day, like when they
were
going.
I'm old.
That was like 90s era.
Shit, man.
It's like late, like 97, 98.
Because I remember, I think I was in like grade 5, and all the girls wanted to be Spice Girls, and fucking.
And then this is where it came back to like Eminem, and like he kind of came in and was just like fuck all this shit. And then I remember having like an entire I don't even know who introduced me to Eminem, but I had an entire wall, like legit, like floor to ceiling almost, just covered in like posters and shit. You know what I mean? Just like
totally,
I still do.
And I think I remember not long before that listeing to Snoop Dogg, like the
I remember stealing
the Dog Pound album.
I remember stealing that album from you actually.
That's sick, man. That's where I get all my fucking. That's where I got all my music.
The amount of times I've been DJing and looking for that, like, where the fuck's that gone?
So
got it.
So again, fucking welcome to the world of my mind. But just because we were talking about the different sayings and stuff, and we're talking about stealing CDs from our brothers. So there's a band called 10 Foot Pole, and punk band, and people say I wouldn't fuck her with a 10 foot pole.
Yeah, totally.
So we were talking about this girl one night, and I guess my little brother had stolen a 10 foot pole CD from my older brother. And we were standing there, and he goes, "Yeah," he's like, "I wouldn't fuck her with the 10 foot pole CD you stole from my room."
That's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
Clever motherfucker.
Yeah, and then it was no, and then he took it. But I can't say anything because I used to take fucking all the CDs.
I've got a story for you here.
I took the movie Kids from there, and I've been scarred ever since.
For anyone that knows Jones here, like when I was working in Mallorca. We ended up going on vacation, and Ben came over from Canada with my parents and stuff, and we ended up meeting up in Spain.
Yeah.
And my granddad books the oldest so when you go to a vacation resort and you end up in an old age pensioners place. That's basically what we were in. And me and I worked in a place that was like Club 1830, so I was running bar crawl every night, getting everybody fucked up. And I took a 3-day vacation and flew from here to Spain to meet up with the rest of my family and met Ben. And Ben had brought his friend Tyler over from Canada to see Spain and all that kind of stuff.
Holy shit, man.
And we were in the shittest, oldest place in the world. And I remember we ended up asking some local person where the nearest bar was. And we ended up at this bar. It must have been like a 15-minute walk away. Wow, and on the way home, we got bored because it was a really quiet area. We thought it'd be a good idea because every single house had all these statues outside the houses. So we thought it'd be a good idea to swap everybody's statues over.
No way.
Wow.
So the first night we did this, and then the second night we were coming back and thought, right, it'd be good to try and there was this huge 5-foot solid stone statue. Yeah. So me and Ben tried moving this statue. Because we got halfway down the road and couldn't. We just couldn't carry it anymore, so we ended up leaving this statue. It was like a statue of David with his balls out and everything. In the middle of this really quiet road. Really quiet road in the middle of Spain. So the following night, we went back to this bar again and we're talking to the girl behind the bar because she's the only person in the whole area that spoke English. Yeah. And we asked her what she did, and she's like, "Oh, I work for the local newspaper." So I was like, "Okay, nice. Like, what does that entail? And she's like, well, I've just wrote this article about these statues that keep going missing. And we started laughing, and she like looked at us and said, "It's you guys, isn't it?" Like, we just couldn't hold it back. But yeah, like a little 3-day vacation in Spain turned into me and Ben. And literally, this place was so quiet. We made the fucking front page of the paper.
Legit, man. That's not even a lie.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
man.
so this random little town in Spain, like me and Ben made the front page of the newspaper moving statues.
She must have been a cool chick then.
Like, what's the weirdest thing you've done like that that's drunk? Like, just something you look back at and think, that was fucking stupid.
I used to do shit like that in my hometown, but
I honestly, you know what? The funny thing is anytime I'm not even put on the spot, but like anytime I'm talking about something and I'm like, what's a good story? I'm like, oh, I can't think of anything. So literally as soon as I leave tonight, I'll think of a bunch of good stories. But just trying to think, stupid shit, drinking.
I was talking about one before as well, and I said, have you ever tried absinthe?
Oh yeah.
Right, kids, don't try absinthe at home. It's fucking loopy juice.
Try it out in the streets.
In Mallorca when I worked there, like, 'cause it's a big nightclub scene, and like literally everybody goes on like bar crawls, and one of my first jobs there was literally taking people on bar crawl from bar to bar to bar to bar, and the first couple of weeks was great, like, because I just get literally fucked up for free. Yeah. And then it got to the point where, like, I'm literally going to turn into an alcoholic if I just continue the way I was going. So I made a deal with all these bars. Like, my drink was a bottle of Budweiser. Right. So any single time with any single bar that I put my bottle of Budweiser down on the table, like, all the staff in this entire place that knew that what my drink was, and if I put it down, they'd swap it for a new one. Right, so I'd get people buying me shots all the time, and literally I'd be having a shot and spinning it back in the bottle, putting my bottle down, they'll change it for another one, because I'm running this bar crawl. Like, so like I'm the one that's got to be responsible.
You get fucked.
Like, so like literally everybody wanted to get me fucked up, like, but because I'm drinking and like doing shot after shot after shot.
That's smart though. Just spit it back into the other bottle,
stick it back in the bottle, put the bottle down, someone will see it, swap the bottle out for a new one, and I'm like, still drinking away the bottle, so nobody can even tell. And then there was this one night I thought it'd be a really good idea to try this black absinthe. Right, honestly.
Did they make it up in the drink, or did you do a shot?
No, like, it was a full bottle, full bottle. And I thought, oh, this would be a really good idea. I've heard about the hallucinogenic aspects of absinthe, and it even had it even had the grub in the bottle, but you could only just see it because this stuff looked like fucking licorice. Man. I had my first little sip. I think I had about 3 more shots after that. And then
one is enough.
I woke up the following morning in another town on the balcony of a hotel with a blanket over me, completely naked.
That's like something out of fucking.
Fuck I got there. Like, I didn't know whose hotel room I was in. Didn't know where I was.
The movie Hangover.
Honestly, if I'd have woke up with a tiger, I didn't know whose fucking apartment I was in. I was on the balcony. The door was shut. Like, and I looked, and I was like, this fucking blanket over my head. Like, shit, I'm naked. Like, knocking on the window. Like, I wonder who's on the other side of this fucking window. Honestly, it's some crazy shit, man. Like, I've not tried it again since. But that was some crazy shit.
I think actually the story, the trip that you were talking about to Spain, I actually bought. That's where I tried my first absinthe, because I found a bottle of.
Oh, they sell it fucking everywhere there.
And it was cannabis. Absinthe. It was cannabis absinthe.
Oh, I remember drinking it.
Yeah. So as soon as I saw the pot leaf on the thing, I'm like, what the fuck is like a bright green bottle? Picked it up.
Didn't you bring one back with you?
Yeah, I brought it. Yeah, I brought it home.
Yeah, I brought one back here.
And it was the most. It tasted like black licorice. Yeah, that's exactly what it tasted.
There's a drink you can make with it where you put the fucking. You have this special spoon that comes with it with like grates on it.
And like sugar cubes,
And then you pour the drink over the sugar cubes. It starts to melt the sugar cubes. And then you hit it with fire. And then you let it burn for a bit. And then you pour a little bit of water over it to like get the sugar to go out, but like go through the thing. and then it's usually like, you know, like half and half or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you drink it and it actually changes the color of it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've never
It's a movie with Johnny Depp. He does that whole.
Yeah,
I love all these
okay.
like collector's things as well. I know it's bad. Like I don't endorse this or whatever, but there was one that I tried and it was like this green liquid, and there was an actual lizard inside the bottle.
Oh,
Jesus.
Like honestly,
Jeez.
like tasted like it sounded. Like it was
Man,
disgusting.
this
like,
shit,
disgusting.
honestly, like, so this the stuff that I brought back with me, I took a shot one night. I put the bottle on like a dresser, and it was like a wood varnish dresser, and I guess like a bunch of the or whatever, it just like dripped down the bottle and pooled
around
and
Yeah.
just like entirely
Strip the paint. It's literally it's like
right
like
to the bare wood, man.
yeah,
I'm not
it's
even
like
kidding.
paint stripper.
Crazy. Imagine that in your stomach.
That's exactly what I
that's what
said.
mean.
You want a Corona?
Corona, please, yeah.
Could I take one of those beers there, bud?
Yeah, I'll take one too, buddy.
That was so Canadian. Can I take one of them beers there? But do you know what, right? The thing I found really funny, like, is so like doing as much traveling I do,
Yeah, absolutely,
is
man.
to like songs that
Thanks.
are like all like about the place, and I think there was the Christmas one that was here, and you had them two guys talking in the
Oh, we were talking about.
5 golden toques.
Oh, dude, what?
I know what,
What the
you're talking
fuck's that
about.
about?
Bob and Doug McKenzie.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
honestly, like I love hearing songs like that that's local and it's got the accent and
Oh, man.
Canada,
Do you know? Oh, that was good.
Welcome to
That was
Canada,
good,
eh?
bro, man.
Hey, get it done.
What was
I had my wife the other day go crazy because I said A at the end of a sentence. And she's like, "You're finally here. Yeah, you're finally here.
You're
You're in
Canadian
Canada."
now.
Like,
Welcome,
I'd like,
take your coat off.
Canadian
man.
now, eh?
if you're watching, love you.
Shouts to Sass.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, fucking. No, that was pretty good. I like that.
Oh, sorry, did I take you off track of what you were saying?
No. No, I was just talking about the Canadian thing. But oh yeah, Bob and Doug McKenzie. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like the fucking epitome of Canada.
I think.
The hosers, eh?
Oh, yeah.
I've set a couple of challenges so far tonight. The first one was you with your little like how things are going. We had the British
Yeah.
word thing. I set 4G Audio a challenge to make a Christmas song.
Yeah.
Like make
Oh,
a
yeah?
Christmas song.
We got a whole year to
And
do it,
try-
I guess.
You've got a whole year to do it. Right?
Okay.
Release a Christmas song.
Like
Right.
a full song,
Shit,
3 verses and
you
a
felt
chorus
like
and
I was going
shit.
to be put on the spot there.
I felt that too. I felt like it was like,
all right, bring
we
it
did
on,
you, we
yeah.
did you.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah, and we're not on the. You're not on the spot, but a Christmas song, like any genre you want,
All right, well,
Right.
fuck it, man. How about
Well,
Any genre we want.
any genre you
is
want.
it like,
Right.
are we like Weird Al in this?
You can
or
do
is it
whatever you want. It's original one between you guys. You got to come up with
Okay.
something.
But
There's
we
a
can't
4G
take, like,
audio.
Jingle bells and make it like, you know,
Oh, like
4G
well, you got Ben the
4G
producer
smells.
here. Like
Yeah.
you can use samples and stuff because
We got this.
That's
Well,
what we do.
yeah.
Like
It's
yeah,
got to be
if
something
you're
I can. If
giving
I want
us
to
a
put it
year,
out and I want to
man.
show people on the, it's got to be something I can clear, right? So
yeah. You can't be copyrighted.
We can make
it's
like
gotta
we
be
can make
original.
like a really
so I'll make a beat.
heartfelt
I'll make a nice Christmas beat. I'll start working on a Christmas jingly beat.
Yeah.
Is it?
Is
Did
it-
you only say that because
is
there's
that-
like green and red lights going on right now?
Is
and
that,
you're like,
challenge, is that challenge accepted?
No,
I mean, I guess it has to be.
well,
It's
see,
a little
the-
random,
the
but
re-
we
the-
accept
we don't turn
anything.
down.
Like, the
we don't
reason
turn
I'm
down
mentioning
challenges.
this as well, like honestly, like Christmas
tip
music,
jar.
like the amount of money people make off this. There's a guy in the UK called I'm not sure if you've heard it, but he's released a song called "Merry Christmas Everyone" by Slade. It's called. Don't listen to it. It's shit. But like the guy,
Now everyone's gonna listen to it.
Yeah.
right, I know they are going to listen to it now, but honestly, it's shit. Right, and the guy makes £800,000 a year from that one song.
What's that
Wow.
in kilos?
Just not.
I know. I'm
Right,
fucking with you, man.
Trust the guy rolling a joint next to me. Saying that's like kilos.
But what does that translate into Canadian dollars?
I don't. Canadian dollars. It's probably 1.6 million.
Nice, and that's like
Just from one song he released, but he released it 45 years ago, and he's still earning that amount of money from.
Yeah.
You ever seen the movie?
That's
Oh
unheard
man,
of.
again, this is how my mind works. But there's a fucking movie. I think it might be it is the movie Accepted.
Oh, yeah.
When they get all the
Justin
checks,
Long.
they get all the checks for $10,000 each or whatever. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, that's fucking. There's 100 checks here, and he's like, man, $10,000 each. That's like whatever, like says some crazy amount, like, you know, he's like, that's like $3.5 million, and they're like, no man, it's $1 million or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, in human dollars.
Inhuman.
So these conversations tonight just got completely random.
Sorry, so now
is that why you brought me on tonight, Ben? To see how random we can get a
But
conversation.
see, that's
this is how it is.
Now I'm
This
just
is how
showing
it
off.
goes.
Now I'm just showing off. But no, that's how my brain works, man. So you said, shit. Now I'm lost. What did I say? What did I just say? Even I swear to God, I'm joking. I swear to God, I'm not joking. What was I just saying?
Can we rewind?
I can't rewind. We're live, boys.
Oh, whatever. All right, it's all good. Fuck you
sorry,
guys.
sorry, I interrupted that shit. I'm sorry, man.
No, man. It's how my
Shout
brain
out
goes.
to Leo.
Yo, what up? That's what's going down, man.
Homie.
Fraser Image.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, man?
Yeah.
Yo.
Subtitles are coming up later for me.
Yeah.
The fuck
Meet
was it?
John. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Whatever.
I forget what you were trying
Doesn't
to
even
say.
matter, man. Doesn't even matter. Oh, in human dollars. Yeah, so that came from, you were talking about
Oh yeah, about
pounds, and I was like, what's that in Canadian dollars?
So basically, we have to
Rewind.
we got to make a fucking Christmas song.
Yeah.
You gotta make.
And he's gonna give us $850,000
I tell you
or
what,
pounds.
by next week I'll give you a title, and you've got to make it from that title.
Oh,
Interesting.
oh, I like this.
Yeah. So
You'll have to comment it live next week.
Or actually, how about the viewers pick a title for you?
No, that's
And then you've
dangerous.
got-
That is dangerous.
it's
But we
gotta
get
be
to pick.
Christmas- It's got to be Christmas themed, and then from whatever title they pick,
We get
I'll
to choose. Oh, you get to
I'll
choose.
choose the best one, and then you guys have got to make a Christmas song.
Let's get it.
Yeah.
This
all
way
right,
there.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for it.
Right.
All right. So,
It's a no holds bar Christmas song. You can say whatever the fuck you want. Like,
for sure. I'm totally down for that. But all right. So whoever's listening, either now or in the future, we have an entire year basically.
11 months.
Yeah, whatever it is. Drop your
Comments.
yeah, or your
that's the word.
ideas for titles of the song basically is what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
then you get to choose. So yeah, do that. That's gonna be interesting.
You look excited about that one, Ben.
I mean,
It's like-
it could be interesting. I'm just like playing through ideas in my head already.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the verse right now.
Can I have another Jameson's?
No.
Thanks, man. Like, let's get the shots in.
Shots.
Anybody want any Jamesons? I'm not doing any.
Oh, no, I got a beer on the go.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah. So if anyone's joined late and they don't know who I am, like I'm just a follower of 4G Audio Podcast. Thought I'd come in as a guest tonight.
Yeah.
I'm a subscriber. I thought I'd come and say hi. Like, got a few experiences myself. I thought I'd share. And
Yeah.
Do you know what,
And you know
guys?
what? Actually, having
Even
said
wait to
that,
hear them.
that's a good segue to, if there's any other, like, so generally we have artists through here that you're a DJ or you've had your
Yeah,
DJ
I've worked with
experience,
music
you've
and
done stuff.
Sorry, guys.
We've had growers, we've had other business entrepreneurial type people come through. But yeah, anyone that just wants to maybe come and hang out and experience the 4G gauntlet, as I think B-Show once called it.
Do you not think it's really weird that like a lot of our family ended up in music, considering didn't really have the background or like entertainment?
True, yeah. I mean, I definitely didn't expect it for myself. That's for sure.
Well, like you've got Mum's podcast and your podcast, and like, I worked as DJ and entertainment, and yeah, like I don't know, it's weird how we all kind of fell into the same kind of
for sure.
working in front of the microphone. Yeah, like, that's how we used to get dressed in the morning as kids.
Like this?
The other hand.
Deal the hand?
No, the other hand.
Oh,
Do you want me to slow down?
Why? Is it this hand?
He's like, deal the hand. That actually, I can see where you deal the hand.
Yeah.
Deal the hand. We're not playing poker.
No, I got a shout out going out to Dalton right now.
Dalton?
Yeah.
Fuck, I've
Cheers.
heard of you
My homie
before.
from Kingston,
I've heard of you before.
You've gone off.
Kingston.
Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, I got that
Much
phone
love,
call and
homie.
it threw
Hope you're
everything
doing
right
well.
now. Yeah. We'll have to meet sometime and have a wobbly. What was the thing earlier?
Throwing a wobbly.
Throwing a wobbly? What was it again? Oh, yeah, tantrum.
Having a tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get it.
Man, that was a big old list. I'm gonna like that's.
That was good. Actually, fucking.
I think you should
did
do one
keep
one
the
time,
tab? Fucking send me the link. I'll read over them, and then me and him can talk and slang.
Yeah, I was just gonna start
You should do one
popularizing.
another time and do like the Cockney rhyming slang, and because there's
I
so
looked-
many different
yeah.
ones.
I looked up some of those. Yeah. But,
See, well,
Yeah,
even now
we'll do that
that's
next time, and
even now
Next time.
now that we did that too, that's even like a little thing we could do
It's like
in the
constantly-
future. Just like not even just that specific list, but like anything.
Anything,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Newfie terms or something,
Yeah,
or like just wherever, right?
Do you know what you should do, Ben? Do you know whatever the Scottish Irish style that you've got around here, like pick up some goodies and stuff, and
Pick up some goodies.
ask them what each
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
is
yeah.
before you give it.
That's true. We
And
can.
I'm
Oh.
like a British taste test.
They pick out some Jaffa
Oh
cakes.
man, yeah, they have.
Have you ever had a Jaffa cake?
No, I don't think
If
so.
I was to ask you what a Jaffa cake was, that's not homosexual.
Honestly, man, it makes me think of those
I
like
mean nothing against that, by the way. I'm very like.
Hey, we're all open here.
I pictured. Honestly, I don't know why, but I picture a Viva Puff. You know what Viva Puffs are?
I don't even know what a
No,
Viva
no, I
Puff
don't know
is.
what-
Oh man, my uncle used to fucking.
It's like
have
a
them all
Joe
the
Louis
time.
kind of thing.
No, it's like they're like little cookies like this, and then they have like on the bottom it's like graham cracker, and then there's like a little bit of like jam of some sort, and
Yeah.
then like a marshmallow, and then it's covered in chocolate. And then you get like a thing, like it's same like you get a cookie thing and you pull it out and you eat the cookies, like you know what I mean? Like it comes in.
Well, it's
the
nothing-
reason why I
it's
say
nothing
that,
like that, anyways.
but no,
Honestly,
that's what I
think-
pictured. Jaffa cake.
I think I'm not going to tell you what they are. Like,
Sounds fluffy.
I'm gonna get
you'll
some.
have to
It's
tune in
close.
it-
Yeah, I'm gonna get
you'll
some.
have to tune in again to find out what this is because I think I need to go.
No,
I need to go get this store, Ben, and bring in loads of goodies, and then we'll see what it is. And
is
you've
it the
got to guess
Scottish
what-
Irish store?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Scottish
yeah.
Irish
Yeah,
store.
man, I went
Right.
there one time, and that's where I got the boxing gloves in my fucking.
Yeah, and then I
Window.
think I'd like my license plate here for my car is like Manchester United. Like,
Yeah.
I've got the license
That's
plate.
I got my dad a fucking. It's like a piece of the Blarney Stone and shit. Like,
I had to compromise though. I got the front plate and the wife got the back one, and she's got Wonder Woman.
oh yeah.
Blarney Stone, isn't that like Irish?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm super Irish. Yeah. That's yeah. Well, I'm not super Irish.
Yeah, but I think we should
but-
do like the British challenge soon, Ben, and like bring in some foods, and these two have got to guess what it is,
All right.
and then just show them afterwards and let them taste it. And
Fair
They
enough.
have,
We
but
could do
they
that.
have some fucked up shit.
oh yeah, we are.
Don't fuck me with some shit
we
like
are fucking
blood
shit.
pudding.
That's like, well, is that British? I'd say that's
No,
more of a
black pudding's English.
black pudding. Yeah.
Yeah.
Black pudding.
Yeah.
But have you tried it?
Man, I saw them pulling a bunch of shit out of there whenever I was at that store. The guy's like, "Oh, do you have fucking?" I think it was black pudding actually. But he's like, "Do you have this?" They're like, "Oh yeah, it's just oh yeah, okay, cool." He walks by. I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?"
But have you tried
Like,
it?
"Oh, do you have this?" And like they walk by and like I'm like, "Oh my god, what's going on in that back fucking freezer?" Like
It's,
shit.
it's fucking good, man.
Oh shit,
Honestly,
they're like
honestly,
draining raccoons.
if you
and
know
shit.
what's inside it, you're never going to touch it.
It's
It's
not
like
good.
half this shit that
You say it's not good.
It's not good.
Oh, man.
it's
Like
good.
what?
Like,
Isn't blood pudding like
But
a sausage
when did
with
you last
blood
try
in
it?
it?
Like it's one of them that you eat when you're young, you hate it. When you're
I
older,
guess you might have to like
Yeah,
develop a
yeah,
taste
yeah,
for
when
it.
you're
kind
older.
of thing.
Have you had anything like that here? When
I can
when
feel
you were
that.
a kid,
Yeah.
like you hated it, and
For
then you
lots
tried
of
it as an
things.
adult.
Yeah. Swiss
Yeah.
cheese for me whenever I was a kid, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? Because also if you eat cheese at room temperature, you get the full flavor, right?
That's
So I ate a
correct.
piece of Swiss cheese to try it, and it was like out, right? And because it was like a platter or whatever, and I was like, I'll try it, you know. And I ate it, and was like, what the fuck's going on in my mouth? And then one day there was like, I was at home, my dad like always would have Swiss cheese and shit, right? And so they went back, or I went to the fridge, and I was like, man, like I want some cheese, but I was like, there's no cheese except for the Swiss cheese. So I took a little piece to try it, and I was like, fuck, you know what? Because it was cold, right? I couldn't taste it as much. I'm like, yeah, cool, I like it. But now, like, I'll eat it, you know, like I'll even get like the fucking
Like
real Swiss cheese and
blue
shit.
cheese
I'm like,
and
yeah,
shit. Like they're
Um,
gross.
Blue, like living in France, blue cheese, amazing.
red
Yeah.
wine.
Like-
Red wine, I
Oh,
always
red
found
wine, blue
like,
cheese.
what the fuck is red wine? Like, this is gross. You want to,
Yeah.
like, as soon as I take a sip, I'm like, it's all like so dry and
But you
shit.
try a few.
But now I love it, man.
A few glasses though, like always the first taste, you're like,
Yeah.
I worked in the south of France, a place called Chateauneuf,
Okay,
and Chateauneuf de Pape is like one of the best. I've got a story about this, Ben.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
First time I came to Canada, fucking like I hated this. First time I came to Canada, I was like 17 years old. I just worked in France for a year, and I did tours.
That must have
around-
been right after we moved here, right?
It was literally right after you moved here. I was doing tours of France, and all the wine.
So that's the reason. So anyone that's like, I don't know, I'm just to get into the backstory. I don't mean to cut you off, but like, yeah, like some brother. So you had been touring Europe and doing it. So like when my mom and dad decided to move here with myself and my middle brother at this point, we all moved separately, and you
left me behind.
You were left behind. You were touring, and we all moved to Canada without him.
Yeah, like Jones is my brother, like he's my little brother. And anyway, so I was working in France, and I was doing these tours around France and working in these wineries and all that kind of stuff. And Chateauneuf de Pape is like the best wine in the world you can buy. Right? Yeah. And I was doing tours.
I'm gonna go look for some. You know what, man? Yeah. I wish I fucking knew back then. I'd fucking be like, man, honestly, can we just hang out?
They sell the shit stuff in LCBO for like $100 a bottle. Right? If you want to.
That's like the cheapest one.
That's the shit stuff.
You have to actually go to France if you want the good stuff.
So anyway, I worked there for a year, and I was doing all these tours around these wineries.
They're keeping it for themselves.
And at the end of the year, these the two owners of this place gave me two €500 bottles of Chateauneuf de Pape wine. So like, I think then like,
wouldn't that be like $200 or $200?
No, it'd be like $1,000 almost.
I think then though, like,
when I was 500. I was thinking 50.
I think then though, it was like 500. €1 was equal to like $2.5. So like,
I would have been somewhat close if it was $50.
So these bottles were like $1,250.
Oh my gosh, man!
Like, and I thought, right, well, I've got these two bottles. I'm going to bring them to my parents for Christmas.
No,
I remember this story. I remember this. I do remember.
I was coming to Canada for Christmas to come and see my parents and like my brother and everything else.
I do remember. So this must have been.
Is this going where I fucking?
This must have been around Christmas time. Was this around Christmas time?
Yeah, it was about Christmas time.
Because we had moved over in October.
So I had 2 bottles of wine in my bag that were worth $2,500. Right, plus I stopped in England on my way back, and I bought myself a case of 1,000 cigarettes because I smoked at the time, and thought, right, Canada's expensive, which it isn't. And I don't want to smoke these shit Marlboros that they smoke over there. Right, so anyway, I got on a plane.
Marlboros.
Right, but this is what we're thinking.
I know.
You're all the Marlboro camel smoking. Right. But anyway,
cowboy boots and shit.
Yeah, no, that's you got Canadians, the Eskimos, and the Americans, it's the cowboys. Right, so anyway, I got on a plane in England after I bought this big case of cigarettes and got to Canada. And as I got here, like me working in travel, I thought there'd be no problem. I get pulled into a side room, right? We'd like to inspect your bags. Okay, no problem.
Did you claim this stuff though?
Like I put that I had a bottle of wine and cigarettes. I didn't say how many cigarettes, and I didn't say how much wine. Right. So anyway, I declared that.
Yeah.
That I didn't say how much I declared. So anyway, I got into this little room, and you had this Canadian guy who was interviewing me and said, "I'd like to inspect your bags." So I was like, "Okay, no problem." And he pulled out this big carton of cigarettes, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm here for a month. Like that'll last me a month. I'm not here to sell them. Like, I'm here for a month." And then he pulled out these 2 bottles of wine, and he's like, "Well, you only declared one." And I was like, "Well, I didn't only declare one. I just wrote red wine. Like I didn't put an amount down. I just put red wine." And he said, "Well, you're only allowed to bring 200 cigarettes in the country." So I was like, "Well, I'll tell you what,
it's like one or the other kind of thing.
I'm desperate to see my family, so just give me a case of 200 and take the rest." Like, because they got a really good deal on them in England, like because they don't have the customs tax or anything. Like they're really cheap. So I thought, fuck it, I don't care. 200 would have cost me more here anyway. Right, so I was like, give me 200 and my bottles of wine, and I'll go.
They wouldn't do that.
Would they fuck do that?
They would not do that.
Not without a huge fine.
This guy was arguing with me for fucking hours. Right? He was telling me how these wine weren't declared, and I'm like, well, red wine's declared there. I'm allowed to bring red wine over. It's a gift. Like $2,500 worth of wine in them 2 bottles. No, they're going.
No,
they're going. And I was like, well, can I have my 200 cigarettes? No, you brought over 1,000. You can't have them.
Yeah, man.
Right? So literally, like a guy that worked in travel that was going all over the world, like I'd just been searching customs and had stuff taken off me, right, for the next fucking 15 years of my life, who worked in travel, traveling from airport to airport to airport. I was getting searched because fucking Canada's customs gave me a red flag and took my wine and cigarettes off me, and for that. I'm sorry, Canada. I'm going through immigration. I love you, right? But that pissed me fucking off.
No doubt, man. That's balls.
Oh man,
$2,500 of wine.
Fucking right, man.
I do remember that actually, and like it's always the most stressful time, like going through airports and shit like that. I hate it too, man.
Well, like I watched that show.
Laid out.
Well, I watched that show, the Border Patrol and shit or whatever. And
I watch it every day, and I'm sat there reminiscing.
But then some of the people, they'll be like, "Oh yeah." So say something like that happens, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you brought too many cigarettes and fucking like the wine and whatever, you know," and they argue about it. But then they'll go, "Okay, fine. Well, we're taking your fucking other 800 cigarettes, and you're gonna pay a fucking $850 fine for that." And then we're taking, say they argued the 2-bottle thing, and like, oh well, like, you know, one or whatever, right?
Isn't it?
Then they'd take the other one, but they'd fine you for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so they would still. It seems like they'd still give you it.
I was pissed off,
but then fine you for the rest of the shit. Well, exactly. But that's the thing is like,
get fined. Just leave it. And that's that.
It's because you lied or whatever,
it's
right?
fucking wine, man. Like, what are they gonna do?
But I mean, I guess on the bright side, you didn't actually like. If you would have bought it and they would have taken it away and you didn't get to keep it, like that would have been a whole.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I bought them fucking 1,000 cigarettes, so.
But man, that's such a piss off.
Though, is it's like one bottle, right? Like a 40 ounce.
I'm not sure because my buddy came back from Mexico, and
I'm sure.
So whenever I travel, I try not to like just so I don't have to go through all that bullshit. I legit
don't bring anything back.
Man, I travel with I don't even take a suitcase.
But my buddy,
I travel with shit on my back.
For anyone that's not heard this story, like I looked after Ben's house a year ago. He went on vacation with my mum and his wife.
Yeah, I'm told the story.
Yeah, like this is why Ben does not like immigration.
Oh
right?
I remember that.
It's a long story.
I was just telling someone this
because
story.
I legit just
because I'm a landed immigrant. Basically, I don't have a Canadian citizenship. So to travel, I need so I have a permanent fucking residency card.
Yeah.
So when and my permanent residency card had expired, so I was planning this trip with my mom. She was going through a hard time. So
yeah, we'd bought her a holiday.
Yeah, so I was a good year of work, whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy my mom a trip to Belize. We were all going down to Belize. It was gonna be a whole thing. So
and it was a whole thing.
It was a whole thing. So basically, I knew like my PR card expired. So I'm like, okay, if I want to leave the country and I want to get back, I gotta. But it was too short of a time before the time I was leaving for the trip.
Yeah.
So I'd applied for it. It was gonna be weeks to a few months.
Yeah, I remember you saying to me like John, what do I do? And I'm like, you should be like, you were turned off.
Oh no, we're good.
Yeah. So I was like, I remember you saying like, John, right, will I be okay? And I was like, well, like, listen, like your wife's here, your house is here, like.
Man, I brought everything with me. I brought proof of where I lived. I brought my driver's license. I brought everything that I possibly thought I could to prove that I lived in Canada and I was who that I said that I was. Anyways, I go to Belize, have my few-week trip. It was beautiful. We had a great time. And then when we come back home,
I get phone calls.
They don't let me back on the plane, so I'm basically stuck in fucking Belize at this point with no way to get home. And short story long, basically.
All the way around. Long story short.
No, I know. That's a callback to Styles.
Yeah.
Because he makes very short stories.
See, that's what you should do.
Very long.
There we go.
But yeah, anyways, so I had to essentially, because they wouldn't let me fly back to Canada, I went to the nearest Canadian consulate. That I was like, okay, I need help. They couldn't help me because I'm not a Canadian citizen. I had to. So the law is I can't take a commercial vehicle or transportation back across the border, i.e. a bus or a plane, right? So if I take
to walk or drive.
So exactly, I have to walk or drive, and that's what they tell me. So I'm like, okay, how the fuck do I get from Belize to the Canadian border? I got to travel across the United States, basically.
So you can land in the States and drive home.
So basically, I'm like, all right, so now we're stuck, right? I'm like, okay, so my plane ticket that I had already purchased is now gone to waste. We've missed that flight. That's wasted money. Yeah. So now I have to buy new plane tickets to get to the closest point to the Canadian border that I can think of, and the two closest points are Detroit or New York. Syracuse. It was Syracuse. Cheapest one turned out to be Syracuse at the closest point, so it was like the next day. So I'm buying like next day tickets. Which is expensive. It's super expensive, and I'm buying 3 of them for myself, my wife, and my mom. And yeah, so now we get the next day tickets. There's a whole other thing. So we get to the airport the next day, and they cancel our tickets. They wouldn't let my wife and myself onto the plane. My mom got onto a plane without us.
She traveled like,
so she's in New York at this point without us. We're still stuck in Belize waiting for. So again, it was like a nightmare fucking travel back. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
I was sat here playing Assassin's Creed, laughing.
It was nuts. So basically, all I'm saying is I'm fucking here. I don't care.
Really good.
I had free Wi-Fi and everything. It was great.
Oh, it was the worst. Yeah. But yeah, we got through it.
Phone. Like, can we wrap this up here?
We got through it eventually. So again, I had to buy all these tickets. We eventually got on the plane last minute. On a different plane than my mom had already caught. We met her in New York. Shout out to Karen, my mom. Love her to death. She's the best. So she had rented a vehicle, and this was again, it was around Christmas time. And so my mom's birthday is January 1st, like New Year's Day. And she was wishing for this Christmas miracle. We had booked like a car, so we'd landed in Syracuse at this point. She had landed before us, and we were trying to get from Syracuse at this point back home. Yeah. So all we had to do was drive across the border, and she was renting a vehicle, and she had rented some Toyota, some little shitty vehicle just to get across.
Car you ended up with.
But yeah. So they're like, and the guy was like, well, I don't have anything else here, but I'm going to charge you for this vehicle which you got, but we're actually going to drive like this Audi, whatever it was. So we ended up driving back in this dope Audi that was really dope. And it was a shitty fucking snowstorm on the way home too. So not only everything else, but it's like the worst snowstorm. So
we're like, drive probably.
It was. Of course. I don't know. So again,
Quattro.
All best intentions lead to hell or whatever it is. Like I legit, like I'm like, this is gonna be the best experience. My mom was going through a hard time. She was having heart problems.
I know.
Do you not think though?
But I did all this for like it was a great relaxing time, and then it all backfired into the most stressful
highway to hell.
Exactly, the most stressful, awful time.
It could have been that amazing time, but now like you've got a story to say like the rest of your life.
Exactly, we got through it. It made us better.
Oh man,
I
was sat here playing Assassin's Creed, like feet up, dog jumping on my lap, and like. Taking advantage of your Wi-Fi, and all of a sudden
I thought you were taking advantage of my wife. What?
I thought he was with them.
And then like my mum calls and she's crying, and then Ben calls and he's crying, and
we had to stay overnight an extra day. So not only did all this happen, we had to buy this
day of Wi-Fi.
Bro, we had to buy this fucking in the middle of Belize City. So we had come from Placencia, which is this small town, like beautiful
Yeah,
community.
An invite.
You did get an invite to my wedding.
I can't leave the country.
So Belize City is like a much bigger city, and it's like Belize is a poor like city or country. They're not like
Belize.
So we had to stay overnight in this fucking dingy ass and they called it the Back-A-Dare Hotel or Motel. Back-A-Dare, and that's their nickname for it, and it just meant back there. It was the Back There Hotel.
The Back-A-Dare.
The Back-A-Dare. And
that sounds so Canadian. The Back-A-Dare.
The Back-A-Dare.
I stayed at the Back-A-Dare.
That's a Belizean thing for sure.
Yeah, where are those guys?
And man, I'm telling you, I was scared for my life in this place. And meanwhile, like we're on Wi-Fi and this like crazy shit, like on our phones because we don't have anything other than our phones, booking flights in this shitty hotel room on our phones, booking flights to the US. Like, it was the worst experience.
And saying like you're due back in the morning. Where are you?
And then I even, so when you're booking flights and you have to put all like, so your name, like the name of your ticket has to match the name on so, and I'm
you spelled your fucking name wrong.
I spelled my mom's name wrong, and so her ticket comes wrong with the wrong name. I'm like, yo, so then we have man, I'm telling you, everything that could possibly have gone wrong on that flight absolutely went wrong. And it was a learning experience, and I'm glad it happened.
Honestly, what you're doing, what you're saying there was kind of my life after I came to Canada that time. With the wine and the cigarettes.
Man.
Working, like literally my job was traveling on planes from country to country to country. And that one thing put a red flag on my passport. And I like working in travel and working in entertainment. I was traveling to one country. Like red flag, we need to search your bags. Yes, you do. Okay.
Yes, you do. Yeah.
Like emptying my bags and
this was actually shortly. I remember actually this was shortly after 9/11 too, right? You were doing a lot of traveling, and you were traveling to countries like Egypt and traveling like around that area.
Tunisia and Tatooine. And
there you go. Wait, what's it called? What's it called again?
Well, Tatooine,
Tunisia. Tunisia.
There was one time
with a T.
I was
with a T. Tunisia.
Yeah, Tunisia. So there was one time I was working in Cyprus, and I was doing honestly I'm not sure whether this will ever make it to Canada or not, but they have in Europe silent discos.
Man, with the headphones?
In
is that what it is?
Yeah.
With the headphones?
In Cyprus, there's a major thing
is that a cool thing?
It's fucking weird, man. And
I've heard of it.
The whole country has an 11 o'clock curfew on noise. Because it's a big touristy area, and they have like a.
Well, I think that would be the opposite.
Aren't they cracking down on raves and stuff in Europe?
Yeah, well, majorly they are now because of all the alcohol culture and sex and.
Well, someone was telling me there's these guys that put on raves, but they're allowed to stay at the.
But anyway, I was
warehouses.
In this place in Cyprus, they have the silent discos and all that kind of shit, and DJing them. Oh my god, it's weird, man. Because it can be DJing.
How do you even do that?
When you wireless headphones.
When you walk into the bar, it's you get wireless headphones.
But there's different channels on it, right?
Say for example, you go to a nightclub, and you walk into a nightclub and it's fucking silent, right? And you got all these people on the dance floor fucking raving away or doing whatever the fuck they do, and then you put your headphones in, and you join in, honestly, if you're drugged up and experiencing that, and then take your headphones out. That is going to blow your mind.
That'd be like the movie. I
forgot where I started. Going to Cyprus.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I fucked you.
Anyway, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. Right, so anyway, I was talking about my traveling and going to in Cyprus. In Cyprus, I had to do a tour one day because somebody called in sick, and I had to do a tour of in Jerusalem. They do the Holy Trail. So I took this group of people from Cyprus. So I took people from Cyprus to Lebanon. And in Lebanon,
no way. That's where babies come from.
But in Lebanon was the day that the war broke out. I think it might have been 2006 or something like that. And I'm lay half asleep in my bedroom and hear fucking bang 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 on my door. Went to open my door. There's men with machine guns outside my door. No. You're in charge of everyone. You need to evacuate now. War's broken out. So I'm fucking running around.
Where are you going? To the school to hang out in the gym?
War had broken out in Israel against Lebanon or something like that. And in Lebanon, it's a stop to go to Jerusalem. I was taking a tour of people to go and do the Holy Trail. And anyway, I got I got the bang, bang, bang on my door, and the guy with the machine guns you need to get everybody out now. So I'm running around this fucking 1-star hotel that apparently was 5-star, banging on people's doors. Wow. Imagine being on vacation, and
Ground Zero, Gaza Strip.
You got your guy banging on your door, right? You need to evacuate now, quick! Get your clothes on, get your clothes on, right? And then I've got this guy behind me with a fucking machine gun following me around this hotel, and I'm thinking, shit, what the fuck's going on here? I didn't know nothing about it. I was only the tour guide, and
Holy fuck, man! So, but where were they evacuating you to?
No, like literally took us to the airport and took us straight back to Cyprus.
Oh yeah, sorry, you said that. Sorry, yeah.
Wait, can I? What's in? Is that a different kind of weed you just put in that joint?
That's a Violator.
Ooh, so that is tasty.
But like, the thing is, when you're getting evacuated from a country,
Oasis,
right, and you get to the airport and you've got a red flag on your passport, like,
oh, you're not allowed.
It's time to fucking check my shit.
So you've had a lot of fucked up experiences.
Cavity searches and
shit. Me and airports, we don't go well together.
Yeah,
my first time coming to Canada, like I was flying from Manchester in England to Canada, and like I think Ben the most
Manchester.
Long traumatic time of my life. I got on a plane from Manchester to Philadelphia in the States, right? And as I got over Philadelphia, it's a 7.5 hour flight.
Philly.
I got over Philly, right? And as I got to Philly, there was a snowstorm below me. Ooh. And like the same, we can't, like, you could see all the planes circling around as you look out the window. They can't land. Yeah. And then the person in front of me had a heart attack.
No.
Right?
What?
So they said to me, like, well, they didn't say to me personally, but over the tunnel, like, we're going to be making emergency.
Over the what?
Like, over the tannoy. Tannoy? Is that a word here?
It's, no, I think you got it wrong.
PA.
Tannoy is like...
tannoy.
Tannoy?
It's a British word.
A tannoy?
English. Okay. Right, but anyway.
Okay, sorry.
Tannoy PA. Right, so you got over the PA.
No, right? Sorry, I caught it, so I wanted to know. I know. Sorry, I just wanted to know.
Right, so we had over the PA. Right, we're going to be making an emergency landing in Baltimore because like this person's had a heart attack. We need to land as quick as we can. Yeah. So like you got this big fucking snowstorm going below me, and then the plane goes down like this. Like majorly, like I've never
you
worked
felt turbulence and everything.
Turbulence isn't the word. Like strapped in, holding my fucking arms on the armrest.
Did the bags come down?
No, they didn't come down.
It's only in movies, man.
Not yet. Yeah. This is the start of my story. Right, so I'm holding these fucking armrests, and Joe, when you're holding on something so tight, like you can't feel your arms anymore.
Yeah.
Right? I was like that going down. Eventually, we landed, right, and they wouldn't let us off the plane because we weren't meant to be landing in Baltimore. We were meant to be landing in Philadelphia, and because of immigration, they wouldn't let me. Yeah, Philly. They wouldn't let me out of the plane or anybody out of the plane because it was.
You have to go through customs,
and it was customs and immigration. Yeah. So anyway, we sat on this plane for 4 hours. Right.
No thanks.
And then eventually, apparently, they come over the PA and say, like,
what did you say?
Tannoy.
Okay. But PA. So like they come over the PA and say, right, as they were landing and it was emergency landing, something in the plane broke and they had to wait for a repair. So they're going to take off again now. Right, so everybody was like, we've been sat on the plane for 4 hours. We're going to take off again. Yeah. So
wouldn't that be nerve-wracking that they're like, we're fixing something, but we're going now?
This is only the start of the story, right? Okay. So anyway, take off from Baltimore.
Langoliers.
Like literally 10 minutes into the flight, over the PA again, Tannoy, right? As we've landed, so the thing that controls the speed of the plane and the altitude had broken. We're going to be making another emergency landing.
Oh, that'd be too much for me.
Yeah, get me on a bus, man.
We're going to be making another emergency landing in Pittsburgh, right?
Did you shit or piss your pants at any point?
Wait, this is when the oxygen masks come down, right, and they land, right. I've got a little bit extra to the story here. So anyway, I landed and like I ended up getting off in Pittsburgh, and that year I'd worked in Disneyland Paris.
No way.
And I got
Disneyland
to work in
Paris. They have one.
In Tokyo.
Yeah, so I got to meet quite a few kids and stuff.
Like Mickey Mouse and shit?
But I worked doing all the entertainment management, and I got to do a few things like that. But anyway, there was a kid that recognised me. I was sat in Pittsburgh Airport, and I'm sat looking out of this window watching the planes take off, waiting for my next plane to take off from Pittsburgh to Ottawa, right? And all I could hear in the background was, John, right? And this kid come running up that I'd met like 2 years before, came wrapped around their arms around me, and the parents was like, they were on the same plane that I was on.
No way.
Anyway, following morning, I took off from Pittsburgh to Ottawa, and it was one of these little shit planes, with the propellers that go, and there's one aisle of seats. Yeah, totally, right? So I get on the plane. I'd already been in 2 emergency landings in like 24 hours. And I'm sat on this plane. It's a propeller plane. I'm looking out of one window,
You feel more
and
turbulence on those.
the engine was going like this, shaking away.
Thanks.
I'll look out the other window, and the other window was perfectly still. Like so when
you knew
you
something was wrong over here.
like I'm sat here, already been in 2 emergency landings.
Yeah.
Right. And I shout over the person that's like we call them in England the trolley dolly.
Okay. The trolley dolly.
What do you call them here? Like
stewardess.
Yeah, stewardess.
Anything from the
trolley dolly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that. I'm going on a train next.
That's
I'll say
offensive to stewardesses.
Anyway, I call over the steward because it was a guy, and I'm like, right, I'm kind of shitting myself here. I'm looking out this window, and that one's shaking like crazy, and this one's like still. Yeah. Is that normal? Right? He turned
of course, he's going to be like.
Right? He turned around, looked at me, and said no. Right? And sat at the front of the plane and put his seatbelt on. Right? And I'd already been in 2 emergency landings in 24 hours. Right? Honestly,
so you're going right to the worst.
You're destined, man. It's destined.
I fucking landed in Ottawa,
it's like
and I was
destination
straight
shit.
on the fucking phone to US Airways, like compensation.
Fucking right.
Like
they give you $1 million.
I spent like 3 different airlines. Praying for my life.
Fucking right, man. That's insane. Especially when the guy turns around and says no.
Yeah.
You think he'd be like, yeah, no, that's good,
exactly.
man. Yeah,
that's fine.
It's all right. Just put your head between your knees, and I'm gonna go talk to the pilot. It's good though. Yeah.
Honestly,
I like oxygen down here.
Yeah, seatbelt.
I was going fucking crazy, and then the worst thing was, I got to Canada, and I thought, right, I've got to go fucking back that way as well.
Oh, you were going back?
Yeah, I came here every year near enough on vacation.
I thought this was when you came here permanently. Sorry.
No, this was like a vacation.
Okay. Coming to visit the family.
Yeah, actually, that is the time I had the wine taken off me.
Fuck, man, what a fucking man.
We've all had some shitty. All right, so when you get back, actually, so we've almost been going 2 hours. So when you get back, make it quick. We're gonna do a quick the question round.
Man, that's fucking crazy though. I was just gonna say that's such a fucking such a shitty trip story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
A good story, but just a shitty.
We've had some
man,
fucking shitty experiences traveling.
If you spend a lot of time doing,
it's like
inevitably,
It's like I've never had a bad experience on a plane, but I've only taken one plane. You know,
inevitably.
It's
I've taken a few, but I've never witnessed anything scary. I've been on a plane like what he was talking about.
Yeah,
I was
me
coming
too.
back from BC from that music.
I think that's what I was on.
I landed in Montreal and we flew to Ottawa, but also when I left, we flew from Ottawa to Toronto.
I went Ottawa to Toronto.
Yeah. And it wasn't like that. You know, I actually thought it was really cool because those planes don't go high enough. You can
see everything. You see everybody's pool when you're leaving and shit.
That's like how to so when I was again talking about Belize, like that's how like those little planes, it's like 10-seater, little tiny planes. It's like one propeller at the front.
If they have a propeller on it in general,
it's like it's like a 10-seater plane. And it's funny because like every time my wife like Shannon gets on board, like every time they're boarding, they board everyone like one at a time, and they always like tap because there's never a co-pilot, right? In the front seat, they always pick like a passenger to sit.
No way.
Like next to the So like cool. So when you land in Belize City, you go from Belize City to Placencia, and it's like a little like half-hour flight on one of these little planes.
Okay.
So again, it's like a little 10-seater. So they're only
go back to what you were saying though. So after this, sorry.
Yeah.
They're just doing like little trips like back and forth all the time. And they always like tap someone on the shoulder like, yeah, okay, you're gonna be the co-pilot today. And like literally I've been there like 4 or 5 times, and out of those times, like maybe 3 or 4 times Shannon has always been tapped on the shoulder to be the co-pilot.
No way.
I've only had that experience once, but it was on a train and it was for the fire exit. I was sitting like closest to it.
You're like the responsible for like opening the door.
Yeah, they're like, you're the closest and it's right there. So she explained to me how to do it.
Yeah.
Whenever I went down, the first time to Sarnia, I went down and like the first train, they showed me like the exit on the back, and they showed Buddy across from me to like break the window and shit.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And then the next one from Toronto on, the guy came over and showed me both of the things.
Okay, yeah.
And I was like, I already know. Yeah. So then like on the way back, some dude comes up to me or whatever, and he's like, hey, yeah, whatever. And I was like, I'm like, I actually already know like all of this, you know. So I'm like, I got you, you know.
Yeah.
And then they all asked me, but I think maybe it's just like not just because I'm a big dude, but like just because also like there was a bunch of like women and children on there too. You know what I mean? So it's like not to be like offensive, but it's just like hey,
you're
like
probably looking for the first male and it happened to be the biggest guy on the train.
Yeah.
Without a question.
You're just like tower over everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. Usually when I was traveling by the train though, well, you got a seat. I believe though one of the first times I took the train, I could sit wherever I want.
Well, see,
for some reason, but I've definitely taken the train and had a specific seat.
Yeah, well, see, like I've always had a specific seat, but like I'll sit there and be like, "Hey, there's no one around," and I'll just sit wherever.
Take that other one.
I'm so lost.
Oh yeah, we went on to some shit.
They should have kept track.
Traveling, yeah.
Train.
But no, so what were you gonna get out there?
I was just gonna take the moment while John was away and tell everyone to hit that shiny red button. And we appreciate all you followers and weekly tune-in-inners.
The tune-in-inners,
fucking right.
No.
And
you should get me someone like I say, like I'm someone that follows the podcast. And like I'm not an artist or anything like that, but like I've come down to join you guys and have a little bit of a chit chat. And if you want to come and like join in, I'm sure like just comment and say you want to come and join in. And
and that's what I was saying earlier.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You can come and do what I've done and
just hang out, shoot the shit.
Yeah, hang out, have a few drinks, just talk some shit, and like.
That's
fucking right.
Yeah, like if you're an artist, we'll put you on, but it's a podcast. We're also here to just
hang out, right? That's it. If you got something to promote, like we'll help you promote it.
Yeah.
If you just want to come and hang out with us and fucking drink some beers and talk some shit, we're down for that too. It's whatever.
No, it's a nice atmosphere. Honestly, I was quite surprised. Like I said, Ben, I've been here before, and like before you started doing the podcast, and looking in the room. Like people call you basement weirdos,
we totally embrace that one.
It's not basement weirdos, like it's some guys like just fucking having a laugh and just enjoying it. Like anyone that calls you a basement weirdo, man, like they don't fucking know. It's just like honestly, like whoever called them that, if you're watching this, you're a fucking wanker. If you don't know what that means, scroll back and then look at the meaning because we discussed that earlier. And if you have got a problem, like honestly, like I'll say cheers, like 4G audio,
cheers,
4G audio. Like it's been a pleasure, and
boys.
honestly, like I enjoy watching you guys. I enjoy watching the artists. I enjoy the random discussions. I saw you like eating gummy bears and like THC drinks.
Yo, that was so funny. So my mom watched that episode too. She's like, "How? Like, I don't understand. Like, how does he like do all that stuff and like be fine?"
I'm the same. Like,
she was even like, she's like, honestly, she's like, "You guys need to be careful." I'm like, I don't even know if like. And this, I wanted to talk to Gordo about this too. She's like, yeah, you got to be careful about like like consuming so much and like
it's reliability though, isn't it? Like
liability,
reliability.
Well, it's the same word. It's just got a re in front of it. You're like
it's
but no, it's the same. It's the same kind of thing though. Like I think if anyone comes here, like it's on the wrong.
We're all adults, we don't force anyone to do anything.
I know, but like it's still the same kind of thing. Like if it's. Do you know what I mean? Like she's probably thought like
if it was just funny her comment, just like how does he do so much? Like he just like he ate all those gummy. Like I don't know. It was just.
I'm the same. I said the same thing to you tonight. Like I watched that same episode and I'm high off what you lot have smoked between you, and you've only had like one joint. Like,
we've had a couple.
Because I don't smoke it. I'm a drinker. Like I could probably.
Is it 4?
I think so.
Nice.
But I could probably outdrink every single person in the room. But like you guys are smokers. You like your weed. I'd have half a fucking joint, and I'd be in hospital, man. Like, and I'm not exaggerating.
No, it's like had like panic attacks and stuff like that. I remember being in Ralph one time and that
differently
happened.
To me, like I'm not.
Sure I was gonna peer pressure.
Like, I'm not sure if it's like because I'm hyperactive or what, but like anytime I smoke a joint, like, I get palpitations.
I through it, and honestly, we were talking at work and I shared my experience, but yeah, I smoke weed daily. And I've definitely
sweet, bro. Smoke weed every day.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I've tried a bit of everything.
What you're saying, though, for sure, absolutely, man.
Yeah, man, I get it done.
Yeah, like I tried a bit of everything, but I don't know why. But like apparently it's the most safe of everything I've ever tried.
But it fucks you up the most.
Fucks me up the most. Like alcohol, bad for you. Cigarettes, bad for you. Weed, apparently, it's good for you.
You know what, man? But here's the thing.
Cocaine, tried that. Here's the thing. Still fucked me up. Like
I saw a doctor say one time that the worst thing about marijuana is the actual smoking the plant.
Yeah.
And that like because it's right? Well, no, because it's
like you're burning, like you're
it's carcinogens.
Yeah.
Psychoactive is whenever you eat it. Oh. Your liver what do you call it? Like processes it, and I think it's liver, and turns it into a different like chemical and makes it more psychoactive. But the thing is so what I'm gonna say is that in my mind, mushrooms is the safest one. Yeah. I'm not condoning in the use of mushrooms, but I think that everybody should try mushrooms. Well, just for the sake of fucking,
we should try to legalize mushrooms next.
But we're trying, or they're trying. But my point is that being said, I think that mushrooms are probably safer than weed, considering that it's just like a sickness or a poisoning.
Can I just say something on this subject?
But the weed, you're like inhaling the shit.
I've been watching these podcasts for a while now, and
yes, we do mushrooms.
I know sometimes. No, I'm not saying about mushrooms, but I'm saying like the marijuana side of it all.
Yeah, say that again.
Marijuana.
All right, good. Continue.
Yeah, it's all right. If anyone needs
spell with an H or a J.
If anyone needs any subtitles, they'll be provided later.
We'll upload that version after.
Yeah, but anyway, like you have a lot of it, and you're sponsored by Oasis, and like, I do think that every single like podcast you should try a different strain, and maybe like I know you know a lot about like the whole pot side of everything, and there's not really much information for anybody out there that doesn't smoke it. Like, so maybe you could add like a little section on there on different strains and like what you think about it, or that's opinions.
Whenever we
have decide it all, even your THC. Like I watched you a couple of weeks ago, like when you had the other artists there and you're drinking the THC. Because I don't do it, I don't really know much about that.
Shout out to Chanel and Jay Real, by the way.
Yeah, they were.
But like, I would like to learn about that, because I know a lot of it is good for you, and you can do fucking everything with it. You can build like fireproof houses and fucking everything
with hemp and shit. Yeah.
Like hemp and marijuana, like apparently one of the best plants on the planet. But I don't know much about it. But I think like, for people that are smoking it and want to get educated about it, like it would be a good idea to maybe have a little section in every show, like just about a different strain or.
I think
we should keep that to like
Cannabis Corner, man.
Yeah, well, like I think that like again, so we're doing the side projects, like so the podcast is the podcast. We like to just keep that as a chill hangout session.
Yeah.
So like, and I think for sure, but I think like honestly, I mean that's a great idea, but I think that we should keep that to like
side thing,
exactly. Like
with the how-tos, but
exactly. Like so, every time you do a how-to video, you do it with a different strain of weed. Yeah, and so talk about.
But wait, I just want to say one thing.
Yeah. So Patreon. So like,
I just want to say one thing.
And sign up for us. Like we'll start getting.
So I just want to say one thing, just to go on with the fucking little bit of cannabis and fucking information and shit. So I have this little thing at home, and it's like a little it's like a piece of cardboard like this, and it's got all this information on it, but it was like folded, not folded, but like just certain parts of it were thinner so that you could fold it a certain way, and it makes a little boat so you can like roll in your lap and shit. And so I have this thing, my buddy gave it to me, and I was looking at it one day, I'm like, what the fuck? So it says like marijuana or THC or whatever the fuck, cannabinoids or something, right? And then it's got like all the like, I don't know what you call it, like a web graph or whatever, right? Like it has just like lines coming from it, right? You know what I mean? And being like CBD, CBN, THCA, THC, fucking all these different things, right? And then from that it shows like what all those things, like all the like characteristics that those things have or whatever, or the like benefits that they have. And like there's like fucking antimicrobial, fucking antibiotic, fucking anti-inflammatory, fucking just shit that you like wouldn't even think of. There's like the CBNs are for one thing and the CBDs are for one thing, then the CBD2 or something like that.
This is what I'm talking about though.
But no, and that's just exactly. But that's what I mean is just that
doesn't smoke
like even something
you just have to articulate it a little better.
Even something like that could be for sure. Yeah, well, I'd have to hold it in my hand and read it.
Every single strain has something different and the properties about it.
Yeah, man.
It's like I'm not educated on this, like, and you guys smoke it fucking every time I'm watching you. Like, so it'd been.
Shout out to us. So
like
that doesn't mean we're educated either.
No. I just say what Joe Rogan says.
No, but you must have a decent knowledge.
Sorry,
it's not even that though. It's like you could even just try these, like Oasis that you've got here. You could even try the different stuff that they've got and say what you think about it.
Yeah,
and the honest truth. And
well, right?
You might as well.
Exactly.
And I've like I was saying
kosher
before,
kush was fucking bomb.
What was the word I said? The blunt truth.
The blunt truth. Yeah,
the blunt truth.
Have your blunt review and even blunt review.
Yeah, blunt review, man.
Like, and have like a.
I like the blunt truth though.
Yeah, don't fuck around, and I'm fucking serious.
Yeah,
it's
and like
happening.
Trying that kind of stuff. Anyway, so in this podcast about music,
that's awesome.
Yeah, but
well, I mean, basically, yeah.
I feel like
it started out that way.
I want to say, I feel like our average viewer is like that. Like, yeah. So back to music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, this. We started this, yes, our appreciation of music and hip hop.
Get closer to that microphone.
Yeah, you need your microphone.
But
I can hear you again now. I just thought it was my headphones were working.
John was saying, yes, we started this because of our appreciation of hip hop and music, but it's not restricted to just that. You know what I mean? This is a hangout and conversation.
We're trying to have a bank robber on. We're trying to have
I'm still waiting for that. We talked about that months ago.
We're trying to have a guy that he developed a new goalie skate blade.
That's anyone who has something cool to talk about, they did something cool. Yeah, man.
You want to promote your fucking shitter rental business? Come on. I'm fucking serious.
But yeah, like basically, so like the foundations and the fundamental, building blocks of the 4G Audio podcast was hip hop, was music, exactly. Was just hanging out, smoking weed, talking about music, like meeting local artists. Yeah, letting them talk about whatever they're doing.
Like, you said like the fundamentals were hip hop. What do you think of the new Eminem album? Like, because that's the main talking point of the past month. Like,
so
I know Ben, that you're a huge Eminem fan.
Yeah, definitely I'm a big Eminem fan.
Let's get into this topic.
I don't want to stick onto this too long because we've already been going almost 2 hours now.
Yeah. Right, let's give everyone's opinion. Like,
I haven't given it a listen from start to finish yet, and even if I've only listened to it through once,
we'll go around the circle.
So definitely I'd have to listen. Like, I'd really have to take it in a lot more and give it a much deeper listen before I can evaluate it. Like with any sort of critical analysis, but
you've heard every song though. Like
so far, I've listened to everything once.
Yeah. So I did the last two that have come out within the last couple of years.
So you put it. So that's what Revival and then Kamikaze and then this one, right? Yeah. So, definitely like I don't know, like Revival to me was like one of those like it was just him spilling his guts about a whole bunch of stuff. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to stick on this too much. It was a dope
to read something.
It was a dope album. I liked it. I need to listen to it more. But I don't have any sort of negative reviews.
Yeah.
From what I can hear so far.
I love that all these people were like dissing it and like
I haven't seen anybody dissing it, but I've seen
where I'm from.
About people dissing it.
Where I'm from in like Manchester in England, like they had a huge opinion about this whole Ariana Grande.
The reference
comment that he made,
about
like, and you had the Manchester bombing.
Yeah.
Like,
I heard about that too.
I literally lived when this happened. I was in Canada, but where this happened, I could have seen from my bedroom. And apparently he made a reference to that, and the whole UK media was going crazy. And I love this. I want you to read this out. Like, and he apparently released a statement today. Can you read that?
I'm a bad reader.
He released a statement today in the UK press, or like just general, like as an apology. And
okay,
can you read it?
There's blood on the page. It isn't a fact. Gentle listener, in today's wonderful world, murder has become so.
Take your glasses off. You might be able to read it.
Common. that we are a society obsessed. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, also too, it's covered in blood. It's covered in blood on those. It's like looks like it's either one word or two words, and the one word doesn't make sense.
I've got to say, like every time you speak, it's the song. I was gonna go to work. But then I got I just picture that like every single time you talk. Like at the end of every sentence, I want to sing that because
I'm American.
I see the word. All right, so gentle listener. In today's wonderful world, murder has become so commonplace that we are a society obsessed and fascinated by it. I thought, why not make a sport of it? And murder over beats. So before you jump the gun, please allow me to explain. This album was not made for the squeamish. If you are easily offended or unveered from the screams of bloody murder, this may not be the collection for you. Certain selections have been designed to shock the conscience, which may cause positive action. Unfortunately, darkness has truly fallen upon us. So you see, murder in this instant isn't always literal, nor pleasant. These bars are only meant for the sharpest knives in the drawer. For the victims of this album, may you rest in peace. For the rest of you, please listen more closely next time. Good night.
See, I think that fucking quote there is like, listen.
Yeah.
Like, every single one of you that are fucking complaining about this, like, listen closer, and you might become more intelligent.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that's basically what he said.
Yeah, he's saying anyone who wants to complain this time, listen again, and
I get it. And you know what I mean? He's not making music that is, what the mainstream.
Definitely.
What is? No. But even so, but like he did right. Well, he made the mainstream. But I mean, so right now, like trap and all that sort of sound, like the sound that's popular right now in the hip hop mainstream is not at all what Eminem is doing or has ever been out. Right. So he's completely in a different lane.
Absolutely.
So I think like. Yeah, he's just coming back with like trying to say that okay, I'm basically murdering this
it's same thing. It's a double entendre. Like the whole album is a double entendre, and it's
everything he says is a double entendre.
But like I said before,
Alfred Hitchcock's music to be like ever seen that? It's like basically. Well, he's doing what he's always been doing, but you know what I mean? Like he's saying how he slaughtered every beat, but like
it's a double entendre.
The double meanings that he lays in every single song. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's talking about when it's like
slaying beats
murdered, then good night. Like you got it. You know what I mean?
If you get it, if you get it, you get it.
If you haven't. Listen again closely, right? Like, yeah exactly.
Because I think that again, that was his problem with a lot of his other shit, right? People didn't get it. They didn't get it.
Talking about his life at the time, like everyone slated, like Not Afraid, and like what was it? That was the recovery album. Like the recovery album. Listen to the fucking words, man. The entire thing is fucking deep.
Yeah,
like the entire fucking album.
People were with him on that one. It was when he
Relapse.
That came after Relapse. People were still with him with Relapse. I admit Relapse is fucked, but that's some of the best lyrical wordplay I've ever heard come from anybody. Whether it's about a lot of serial killers.
I don't think you could ever listen to an Eminem song now and say like, the wordplay in this is not genius.
This album is better than last.
That's the thing,
and that's what I've been waiting.
But see, that's the thing.
Darkness.
He is really good at lyrical and everything. It's just that all like a lot of his ideas are just played out.
Yeah.
And like
it's almost like Star Wars or like any kind of like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We all know Eminem's universe.
I just feel like
all those pictures for us, right?
I was saying to someone because they asked me if I heard, and I was like, man, I'm like, honestly, I feel like I have to like put myself in Eminem mode to listen to the album.
But
Yeah.
And I have to be by myself, like in a quiet room,
Yeah,
and
that's
listen to the
what
fucking
that's what you
songs
do,
and be
yeah,
like,
and you
okay,
have to if you
like
wanna
this is
take
it, like.
everything on
But
it.
also too, it's just like, even like I said, it's just like, I don't know, and there's so much hype around it. I'm like, right on. You know, everyone's like, oh, did you listen to it? Did you listen to it? Did you listen to it? I'm like, oh, fuck, like, I don't.
I've got a question
Oh,
anyway.
alright.
Who's on, do you know who's on next week?
Who's? You know what? I was thinking of that earlier. I'd have to look.
Yeah, who's your guest next week?
Do you?
Yeah.
Who've we got next week?
What is it? The 31st?
Well, we don't like to announce because it's just in case of like uncertainties and last minute cancellations. But next week we got Flacco coming out.
Oh, that's right.
Shout
The
out
31st.
Flacco,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. True.
Can't wait to have you on, man.
Yeah. Fucking right, man. Hopefully see you next week. That'd be sick.
Yeah.
Gang.
You know anyone else that's coming up?
We have. Well, fuck. We shouldn't say that.
I don't want to say that.
Yeah,
one. It's a big one. We're getting ready for it.
We have another DreamWorks Dreamland artist coming through. DreamWorks. Yeah.
Artist that's working with Dreamland, anyways.
What is it? DreamWorks? Is that like a?
No, DreamWorks is. I just mixed up the
Disney,
names.
innit? Like
I mixed up two
I was
names.
trying to think of something from it.
Dreamland. Oh, I don't know.
I don't want to go much farther than next week.
But no, yeah, and then yeah, we have
It's good to hear what you've coming up though. Like,
Drake's coming through at the beginning of March. Yeah.
Has he got any special guests coming with him?
Nav, I think, and
are they going to be
Lil Wayne
some
maybe?
live shit?
He said he'd see if Lil Wayne could come. But
We're waiting to hear back.
Yeah, and the whole OVO crew
Yeah,
is coming.
I honestly though, like as coming from a person that just sits and watches this, like any artists that are out there, and you want to get yourself hurled, this is the place to come and just come and literally sit down, chill with the guys. They might play some of your stuff.
We definitely will. If you got some shit to
right,
play,
yeah,
we'll play.
thanks, man.
Definitely will play some of your stuff, and we'll get it on YouTube and like get everywhere noticed. This is like Ottawa. There's not much out there to come and like Joe, get yourself heard. Unless you're in a bar, this is the place to come. So like, come down and see 4G Audio. And honestly, like I say, I'm just a guy that's watching them and like appreciating what they're doing and giving a voice to the local artists. So come down here, like honestly, give them a call or a message in the inbox and
DMT us.
get yourself down here. It produces like anything. Like let's get the chit chat going.
Anybody's welcome.
Is chit chat a word in Canada?
Chit chat, yeah. Oh yeah, fucking right.
Oh, yeah.
Shooting the shit.
I invented that shit.
Nice, yeah.
The inventor.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna.
All right, wait. I just want to have my opinion on the Eminem album.
Yeah, we have.
The only
Okay, yeah.
thing-
Sorry, I missed
No,
that.
I just want to say the only thing I have to say. Number 4, letter G, audiopodcast.com. You can see all of our shit and you can buy our swag. Find the Redbubble link. And actually, you should go on there right now and see all the cool stuff we have on there. I bought a scarf, it didn't come in yet. They have a whole bunch of different things. They have like pillows.
I've got a phone case on the way.
Do you really?
Nice.
And then they have like
phone case.
They have like blanket sets and stuff. They have
you can get a clock. I want to get a
with my
clock.
face on it and shit. Like what? And Bisho's face, like whatever you want. It's so sick. You even just go check it out just to be like, cool. Like that's cool.
4gaudiopodcast.com, baby.
Gang. And that's all I have to say about that.
All right, John.
Yeah.
It's the lightning round.
Okay.
All right, man. Pizza or taco?
Man, do I have time to go?
Oh, tacos.
Oh wait, I'm bringing this.
Powerade or Gatorade?
Powerade or Gatorade? Gatorade.
Gatorade. Gin or vodka?
Both.
Rum or whiskey?
Both.
Beer or liquor?
Both. I'm not alcoholic. Sorry, Mum. I just like the taste.
Would you rather take a plane or take a train? It's a good question for you too.
Past experience, like, do you know what? Right, I spoke about my past experiences on planes before.
Yeah.
I've got one on the train as well.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
Right.
Let's
So
get to it.
right, when I say when you say plane or train,
Yeah.
neither. But the reason is, like, when I left my family and ended up working in France, first of all,
Yeah.
I got what's called the Eurostar. So they have the Eurostar that goes like underneath the English Channel to France.
Yeah.
Right. So I went on this train to France and stopped in Paris, and I was going to Montpellier, which is the south of France. Okay. So anyway, I was on this train. I was like, I think 16 years old, and I ended up seeing this guy, like he was in like all these leathers and big mohawk and staring at me. And I had this big like Nike bag that was laid beside me, like carrying my entire life's belongings with me. And this guy was staring at me. And so I thought, right, I'm going to go to the food train where they have all the beers and that. So I'm sat on this food train, and this guy followed me into the carriage. I thought, shit, I'm going to get mugged here. Like, literally, I have every single belonging on me that I ever owned. And I've got this big fucking rocker with a mohawk. And I'm not even sure what country. He looked like he was Russian. I'm sorry if you're Russian and watching this, but he looked like he was a big Russian mohawk murderer. Right? And like I said, 16 years old. And then it stopped in some random little town. And I thought, right, if I get off the train now and run to the other side of the train, this guy might think that I've got off the platform and he's going to follow me. So, like, shaking away, sat at this fucking food court, like, thought, right, train stopped, I'm going to go. So the doors open, I run out this train, I think, right, I'm going to go and back in the other side. Yeah. I remember getting back in the other side.
Is this in Europe?
This really big guy with, like, the Russian rocker, as I've explained him as, like, I could see him on the other side of the window on the platform, and the train started moving. And the best feeling in my life was putting both fucking fingers up and him looking back out the other window.
That's like a scene in a movie.
And honestly, like, I fucking loved it. Best feeling in my life was this guy that's trying to fucking mug me on the other side of the train, looking for me, fingers in the air, thinking, yeah, fuck you, fucking motherfucker.
His buddy's standing beside you.
Anyway, train or plane is a car.
Keep going. So
I think somebody else
answer this fucking question straight.
Yeah, go on. Sorry, I got off on the.
I heard both.
At least I remembered where the question started.
Sure.
So go on, carry on.
I heard both.
Yeah, that was
Gin and vodka, both. I was like, did he say both? And then I heard it while I was upstairs.
Yeah, both and all of them.
Rum or whiskey, you said both.
Yeah,
both.
I like my
vodka.
drink.
Who said vodka a bunch of times? Jugoon.
Yeah, that's right.
Go on, next question.
Tattoos or piercings?
I've got both. I got a funny story about piercings as well. But
do it, man.
No.
Okay, sorry.
No, go on, carry on.
You still didn't answer though.
Save that for next time.
You didn't answer though.
Tattoos, I'm covered in them. Like, head to toe covered. Like, go on, keep going.
Boobs or booty?
Both.
Right.
Would you rather be stranded in the deep sea, just you, deep sea? You can't see any kind of
I can
land,
picture it. Go on.
Or deep sea, or outer space?
Outer space.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'd rather look down on everyone thinking, you're fucked.
I'm dying out here, but you're fucked.
Yeah. Get turned inside out.
Yeah. Would you rather never laugh again or never use your smartphone again?
Oh, never laugh again. I'd fuck the smartphone. Fucking hate him.
Wait, what?
Man, you're contradicting in your statement.
I'd rather not use my smartphone again.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
I hate him. I love laughing.
There we go. Thanks, man.
All right. Would you rather be gossiped about or never talked about at all?
Never talked about.
Yeah.
That was quick.
Would you rather forget who you are or forget who everybody else was?
Oh, fuck everyone else. I'd rather.
Thanks, man. That's all right.
Would you rather be born with an elephant trunk or a giraffe neck?
Oh, I've already got an elephant trunk, so I might as well say giraffe neck.
That's the second person to say that. And wait. Shout out to, help me out here. Was it Ramon or was it?
Oh, it was more recent.
Freddie Prinze.
Freddie Prinze, I think. Yeah.
Shout out Freddie Prinze. Shout out Ramon too. Shout out fucking everybody. Shout out the world. Shout out Busta Rhymes. Anyways.
Go on.
Would you rather be forgotten or hatefully remembered?
Remembered.
Hatefully remembered?
Yeah.
Nice.
Word.
You're all fucking assholes. Hate me, bitches.
There you go, and you'll remember that.
Would you rather fight Mike Tyson or talk to him for the rest of your life?
Oh, I'd fucking love to talk to him.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I love mimicking people. Like, so it'd be like, hey, Mike, how are you?
Yeah.
I can't do it because he's not here, but that lisp is amazing. I would probably get knocked out by him just for talking to him because I copy him.
Yeah, careful, it's slippery.
Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
Ducks are scary, man. Horses.
Right?
Horses.
You'd rather fight the 100 horses?
Oh, yeah.
Tiny little horses.
It's like little lambs.
I think that'd be easy.
Like I said, man, you just boot them.
Yeah.
Because it's not even like they have like
Mario them.
It's just like a bunch of little horses. They don't have claws. They don't have sharp teeth.
And if you kick them,
they don't have anything.
Well, because horses can bite and shit. But if you kick them and shit, they can't get near you to bite you hard enough,
I am
right?
quite scared of horses, though. I think this is before.
So
real.
But if they were that small,
I've had some fucked up experiences with horses too.
They come in and fucking.
I mean, a big horse can kick you, and
from behind, man. Yeah.
It's because they're bigger than you.
I remember Mum putting me on is like a donkey derby in the UK, like, and this donkey derby had a little saddle on, and I think it's before you, but I must have been like 4 years old or something. And they put me on this donkey, and it's like trots round a circle.
Yeah.
My fucking donkey was insane, man. He thought he was Usain Bolt. Like, I fucking flew off that donkey after like 2 minutes being on it. Like, and I just remember crying. Like, look at this fucking donkey. Like, legs going fucking everywhere.
I remember having a similar experience with like going on a school trip, and they're like we were doing horse riding, and they're like there's like every kid gets their own horse. And we were just like following this big line of like 20 horses.
Is that in Europe or here?
No, I was back in the UK.
Yeah.
It's reindeer.
So we were.
It's reindeer. Yeah.
It's reindeer. So I'm sitting on. So like I'm just a little like this little wee fucking English boy, and I'm sitting on this, and they put me on the biggest fucking horse. I'm talking the biggest fucking horse.
That's funny.
And like I'm like fine. Eventually, I'm like all right, comfortable sitting on this horse. We're just like following it. So I'm just holding on to the reins or whatever, and it's just following the horse in front of it. I'm like, all right, it's cool. Everything's good. I'm sitting. We're going in a straight line.
I just picture you like
and then
in the background.
Legit, all of a sudden.
I think you need to direct the camera here.
So
because you've got fucking hand gestures. That
but legit, like I'm sitting on this fucking horse, and like all of a sudden, this horse just starts veering off the path all by itself, and I have no control. I'm just holding on. I may be maybe 6 years old, and I'm just like, where the fuck is my horse going? How do and like I guess like the trainer, whoever's leading the thing, is just like, don't worry, he's just like he knows what he's doing. I guess he was just going to take a piss or whatever. So this horse legit
British life traumas here.
Yeah.
I'll put my fist up for that. Fuck, right? Honestly, like. Don't go on horses. Don't. But
yeah, honestly, so I'm scared though. This thing is like just veering off, and he just like goes, takes a piss or whatever, just like hangs out, and then just like veers back in. Like he goes off the trail, takes a piss, comes back on the trail, back in line. I'm like, all right, I'm good. Keep going on my horse. But I was legit traumatized though. I'm like, where's my horse going?
From that,
where's my horse going? No, I wasn't actually.
Okay.
Honestly,
I've been
horses and camels, worst fucking animals.
Anytime I've been on a horse, though, I've been like on a horse as like a kid or whatever, and like had somebody like leading it around.
Have you ever been on a camel?
Camel?
Is that how you got
No, man, I've never been out of the country, bro.
Worst animals in the world.
No doubt, they spit on you and shit.
Oh, they're fucking shocking, man. Honestly, right? A camel.
They're tall too, eh?
Recommended. Never got.
Not recommended.
Yeah, recommended. Not recommended. Sorry, not sorry.
The knees bend the wrong way.
Yeah, they go backwards.
The stupid animals. Honestly, right, every single time I've been on a camel, right, something has gone wrong. Right, I did a tour.
It's funny because you've done it more than once.
I've done it hundreds of times. I hate camels. Right, man. I did a tour once, taking people to the Sahara in the south of Tunisia, where Tatooine.
Tatooine, yes.
Yeah, right,
so Tunisia.
I did a tour there and took them to down in the Sahara, and you've got these gullible Europeans, Americans.
You call me gullible?
No, but like,
is Tunisia even a place?
No, like these Tunisians, they get off their camels in the Sahara, pick up a plastic bag, fill it with sand, and sell it to you.
Shut up. Can I have
You're in
some?
the fucking Sahara Desert. right?
I can fill up my own bag.
Right? And they sell you sand that they've picked up in a plastic bag.
I have a question. Is it
That's a
because
hustle
they're that
right
good?
there.
Is it because they're good salesmen, or is it because like
No, it's because
you need to buy the sand?
No, because you got Europeans and Americans that think, shit, Sahara Desert, like.
Okay,
you know,
so
just fill your own bag.
I'll buy that off you, not just.
What do you do with it?
Fill my pockets.
But wait, I have a question. Is it?
For that, I'm just drop off.
But I have a
the
question.
sand,
Is it like you're buying this at the gift shop on the
No,
way out?
you're in the fucking
Or
Sahara
you're buying
Desert.
like a grocery bag of fucking sand? Just because the only reason I asked that is because I'm pretty sure it's a common thing.
Right,
No,
it's
no,
a
but
sandwich
wait,
bag. Do you
but
like a sandwich sealable bag that you can buy?
I only
and go
say
to
this
that?
though because it's a common thing for older people to go wherever they're going and collect sand from wherever they went. My grandma used to have all kinds of sand, and I used to smell them to see what the different countries smell like.
Point, right?
But no, but what I'm saying, but that's what I mean is, are they selling it as a novelty, or are they selling it as here's a fucking bag of sand?
You're not understanding me.
Even if it was a novelty, you could fill up your own bag.
Like, listen, like you stood.
Novelty.
He's missing the point.
You're in the desert, you're
stood
surrounded
in
by
the
it.
Sahara Desert on sand, and there's people below you. Not below. Well, the below.
What if you don't have a bag?
You're in the Sahara
You're
Desert.
paying
Fill
for the
your fucking
bag.
pocket, man.
You're paying for the bag.
It's sand. It doesn't matter where it's from. It's fucking white and looks the same.
It's convenience, man.
Anywho.
Like, you could actually go to the beach. You could go to the beach
I
in
know, I'm
Ottawa
fucking with
city
you,
centre and pick up a handful of fucking shit and say, "This is the same shit I got in the Sahara Desert."
But it's not.
My question.
But it's not.
But it doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
My question was
Somebody
genuine.
does.
My question was genuine, but now I see what you're saying.
But nobody cares.
I just
It's
wasn't
fucking
sure if it was
dirt,
like,
man.
yeah.
Anywho, we got way up.
Up to answer
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm answering these questions.
Way up.
Go on.
No, we've been going for like almost 2.5
Go on,
hours.
questions.
All right. We got 3 more.
Go on.
Okay.
I thought you started off
Would
with
you
3.
rather go about your day naked or fall asleep for a whole year?
Oh, naked all the way. I do that anyway.
Yes.
Easy.
No, you don't.
Easy. All right. Would you rather?
Lightning round.
Would you rather?
I'm married. Like I can walk around anywhere naked. It's fine.
Right, I can get away with it. I can be sent home and not get in any trouble.
Yeah, if I go home naked now, she's gonna be like, "Where have you been?"
All right.
Let's get it.
Would you rather be convicted of something that you didn't do for a lifetime sentence, or never be able to stop coming for the rest of your life?
I'd rather never be able to stop coming.
Remember that dude, JayD? He was like trying to find
Put
shit.
it right down to the.
He was like, I'll find the problem.
I'll find a
for
cure.
it."
Yeah.
I remember
funny.
you talk about that, saying, "Oh, like, he's clever. He's trying to find the cure for everything."
Everything he had that he wanted to find the cure for. I was like, you're a smart dude, man.
We
Like,
need to start picking new questions.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
sorry,
All right,
okay.
last but
I
not
heard something the
least,
other day, but it was
I
not.
guess you fucking know it all. You know.
Probably.
Would you rather live one life that lasts 1,000 years, or live 10 different lives that last 100 years each?
10. And the reason I say 10 is because, like, to be honest, like, I'm not gonna say how old I am, but like, I've lived a fucking good life already.
Me too, man.
Right?
I feel like I've lived 2 lives in one life already.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
At least.
the shit I've done in my life, like honestly, when I tell people stories about different things I've done, like I could probably fill like 5 different shows here
Yeah,
On, like,
no doubt.
on different shit that I've done in my life, like, and I'm still young,
Yeah.
right? I'm still young, and I would rather
Only
like,
as young as you feel, man.
I would rather live like to an old life and start that all over again and think, yeah, my fucking last one was good, man.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
doing all that shit all over again.
Yeah.
Right? Then
10 different times, man.
yeah,
That's
then
a
rather
lot.
live that entire life and think, right, I'm never going to do this again.
Yeah.
You'll
Right.
get bored with it eventually in one
the,
life.
the
right?
thing is, right, the best thing in the world, right, are first experiences, like, or like memories. Like, everybody remembers a memory, right? And to live that over again, like, is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
True.
Right?
I
Best
wish
thing in
we
the world.
had like cables you can plug into your head and plug into the TV so you
Right,
could show
yeah.
other people your memories.
Yeah.
It's called PlayStation
Exactly how it
VR.
is, yeah.
PlayStation VR
Um,
and Beat Saber.
Anyways,
Best
I
game
think
in the world.
Jonesy's got a question for you.
I got a question.
You always-
Oh, I do. What is your favorite color?
I'm going to let you answer this for me.
Oh shit! This is a challenge.
Is this like a?
This is a challenge.
How do you know your brother?
How well do I know?
Are you getting him to guess what your favorite color is, or are you getting him to just give you whatever color?
No, like he should know.
He's gonna delegate you a color.
No.
Or is he guessing?
Don't dare tell me that I should know your favorite color.
I'm gonna say this, right? He should know my favorite color, and he should know why it's my favorite color.
Really?
Yes.
You're putting that much pressure on
Oh
me?
shit, man!
Right? Honestly though, like this is Ben's my brother, right? And
That's
I've got to
true.
say, between the age of when did you get here? 15,
13.
13, and 30. Is that about right? That I'd spent away from Canada, so I've only seen you for the odd weekend, like every.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's
So
what I mean.
for you to
Right,
be like,
so,
you should know my favorite color. I'm
Yeah.
You spent years away from me. I don't know this.
But like, I'm giving you hints, right? You should know my favorite color, and you should know why. And the reason is because I've given you things from this favorite color.
Yo, John.
Okay.
Hop in the picture, bro.
We
So-
do that after.
My first guess
I'm
then
doing a personal while this happens.
would be red.
Red.
And why?
Because well, you said that hint that you gave me. You've given me a lot of. You've given me a lot of Manchester United.
I was just gonna say
That's the. Do you know what?
You've given me
100% correct.
100.
100% correct. I'm a huge Manchester United like we're from Manchester in England, right? So like
it's either Manchester United.
You
or
heard
Manchester
the comment
City.
about football before, the real football, the one where you actually use your feet. Yeah, I'm a huge Manchester United fan, and I've been born, raised. Their home colours are red, so like that's why I kind of like have a little thing for the Senators. I think their colours red as well, right?
Right on, bro.
Yeah. Never watched that shit though.
Fucking right.
Well, here we go.
Anyways, man, thanks a lot for coming out.
Yeah.
There's
It's been a privilege. Like, honestly, like I said, I'm just a fan. Like I'm nothing special. Like, I'm just a fan. I've just got the privilege. The producer's my brother.
yeah.
You're on camera.
But that's sick though, man. We had a lot to talk about, and I feel like you're only fucking just opening the fucking can of worms on this, because I feel like you got a lot more stories to tell us.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd love to be here again.
You sound like
you
sound like me on like a way bigger scale. It's like I always have some kind of story or like some kind of like experience that happened. But yours is like fucking like bigger, better.
You're a lot younger than me though, man. So like I've got a little bit more life experience. Like I've been there, done that, tried it, like failed, returned. Like I've done a lot. So like. And if you want to guess my age, feel free. Like, I guarantee you'll be wrong.
Comment his age and you'll win these wooden nickels that I have.
Yeah, we've got 3.
I'm just fucking with you. Anyways, I'm Sal's the Prophet.
I'm B Show.
Jonesy, tell him what's up.
We the 4G Audio Podcast.
Right, Basement Weirdos.
And we're getting the fuck out of here. Thanks to JayD for coming through. That's what's up.
Good night. God bless, guys.
Go get your fucking 4G merch.
That's what's up.
Redbubble through the fucking 4GAudioPodcast.com. Gang, gang.
Little bro.
That's what's up. Catch y'all in the next one.
Peace out.
See you next week.
Thanks for hanging out.